Actually sort of on time. If you look at the countdown, it did say 8:45. Just saying.
Shit.
Oh no!
Plus or
brain.
minus.
Fucking,
This
yeah.
guy said 8:35.
I said 45. 45.
But 8.
Welcome to the Rev Match Podcast, the automotive podcast where Mike's at work. There we are.
Poor Mike.
Poor Mike. But on the upside, for once, he's not in a Porsche shirt.
Not yet.
Well, not yet, anyway. And also, Timmy has sleeves on. Weird. Weird day. It's a weird day for everybody.
Roll him, Timmy. Roll him up.
Right. Let me see them. Let's see those guns, bro.
Dang,
it's so veiny.
That's
How
a
do I
nice.
make
What is
it
that?
pop?
Is that a Walther? Is that what that is? No,
No, it's a PP7.
Oh man, taking me back. Anyway, we have Lenny, who you might remember from the awesome Skyline episode, telling us all about his sick R32, which we still need to see some more of that car. Because there's been a lot of cool JDM car news in the last couple weeks. Obviously, we took last week off because Timmy got married. Big round of applause for Timmy.
Congrats.
Somehow talk Lauren into ruining the rest of her life. Amazing. Well done, sir.
Yes.
Should have been a car salesman. Well done. So we took last week off. A bunch of shit dropped. Some interesting and kind of bummer revelations about the new Integra that we'll get to. Some super hype revelations about the new Z, which literally everybody, well,
Everybody already knows.
3 out of us want to buy one. So like that.
We
that's
all
cool.
we all have pre-orders for it already, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I got mine.
Which
Did you really?
Z gang. Z gang.
Did you
It's
actually?
in black.
See, now I can't get a black one.
No.
Which I wasn't gonna
Sorry.
get a black one out here anyway.
which
Did you
speaking
actually-
of which,
Did you
anybody
actually
that
put a
works
deposit?
at
Wait,
Nissan-
hold up. Did he actually put a deposit down?
We'll see.
You lied. He's lying. It's fine.
You're a liar and a felon.
He's a liar and a felon. You're gonna trade in the
Plead the
Skyline for it?
fifth? Nah.
You're gonna try-
No way. It would definitely be an addition.
Yeah, and if anything, I think everyone should be in agreement that maybe wait, because there could be some issues, but we'll get into why maybe not. So
Yeah, I'm
there's-
not really one for a launch edition car either. So yeah,
exactly.
I was kidding. I did not put a deposit on.
Fucking.
But we'll see how it
son
goes.
Of a bitch.
I think I'll do it for all of you. I
Yeah.
kind of want to get a launch edition
Timmy
car.
doesn't
if
give
you
a
want.
fuck. Timmy doesn't.
Yeah,
give
I've got a
fuck.
daily driver. If it needs to go
Mike-
to the shop for recalls, that's
Mike's
fine.
trying to talk Kyle in live chat, trying to talk Kyle into buying a TTRS
Yes, I think
Um,
that's a great idea. Oh my God, is
Oh
that
my God.
Nardo?
right now. You're scumbagging your homies
Was-
on the internet right now,
Isn't that
Can
true?
you-
Why is the R8 so
Oh my
tiny?
God.
right? It's
Wait,
it's
why is the
just a
R8
little-
so tiny?
It's just a little guy.
Oh,
It's a little all right.
Oh my God.
That's rough, kid.
Hey, no, Mike. Is it open? Show them the seats.
I think it's closed.
I love the seats. I
No,
love the
they
little.
lock it up.
Damn it.
Eh,
Did
whatever.
everybody see the this versus that with the lightly tuned RS3 versus the tuned fucking Lambo, and the RS3 was like right on the Lambo's ass.
Yeah.
God.
For what, a fifth of the cost?
Not even close.
Mhm.
Yeah, not even.
That thing has a base tune from Sheepy built and a titanium exhaust, so that's probably 10 G's. That's Sheepy race, but it's probably 10 G's. That exhaust is probably 6-7 grand, full titanium exhaust. So
I'd pay for sheepy race just to get the sheep.
just to get the sticker on the side of it, right?
No, not the sticker. The welded, like.
Oh yeah. The
when
one
they
they
do
put
their
on
headers
the
and
when they do the
stuff.
crossover and they put the sheep on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty
Yeah.
gangster.
I
not
love
gonna lie.
that.
Yeah. So we usually start off with what's everybody drinking, but Mike can't drink because he's at work.
Boo.
Ooh.
Where's your
This is-
desk whiskey?
He's in sales. He's not in sales. He's
Gotta
in
have it.
service, right?
Remember my
Bust it
first time
out.
drinking at work?
I remember my first desk pop.
Hey, there used to be a bottle of friggin' whiskey under my desk at somewhere else.
I mean, like you can say it. They can't fire you twice. Like I don't
yeah.
understand.
There used
Hey,
to be
I'm gonna fire you.
I keep mezcal on my desk.
I mean,
Fuck it.
I have
Those are for
alcohol on
rough
my
days.
desk. Yeah, dude, every day is a rough day. You know,
Well, I didn't want to say that much, but yeah.
as much as I
Every
drink,
day is
every
a
day
rough
must be a rough day.
Are you drinking a Yeet Claw again?
Dude, I keep that fucking thing on me, bro.
You'd be proud, Mike. I mean, I'm drinking like a tequila mixed with kiwi watermelon. Truly.
So am I.
It's-
I'm on the mezcal.
dude, you're
Yeah.
that's,
El Maguey Vida.
he's always
as
on that
always.
shit. He's always on that
Love
shit.
it.
Oh,
It's good.
I'm poor, so I'm tequila Canada drying it.
Tequila Canada Dry. What
Mhm.
is what do
Actually-
you call that? What do you-
Canada, Canadian
and
tequila.
gin. Or tequila and
Right? Is that the fucking North American special right there? Just like running the whole game.
No,
Great
it's like
White
the whole
North.
West Coast. The whole West.
I like
all the
it.
way down, all the way down to Baja. Oh fuck! How's everybody been since the last time we did this, man? Like it's been a little bit. It's been a little bit longer than normal. You know, it's we usually try to keep it more consistent.
Yeah.
Everybody good? Anything interesting happened other than Timmy getting married? Somebody married Timmy. Still blowing my mind, and it wasn't a dude.
It wasn't.
Although I'm pretty sure Lauren could kick your ass, but you know.
Can't. That's
So hey,
hard.
maybe you're into that.
Uh,
We don't kink shame here on the Red Match Podcast.
I was working for Audi the last time we did one, was I?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you hadn't started
You
it.
hadn't started.
Yeah. So
It was like the day before or a few days before.
A few days before. You got the wheels powder coated, which I don't have a photo available of right now,
Oh, it
but
looks great.
they
Put
do
it
look
on the
good.
car?
not yet.
I don't know who the Fire Riser 707 is, but what up, Ka?
That's Jeff.
Oh, word.
That's Jeff.
Ooh, let's get this in at the top of the show. Like and subscribe. Like, subscribe, and follow.
Yeah.
Because we always
Like
forget
and
this.
subscribe.
Like, subscribe, follow. Go to the Instagram. Go to the YouTube channel. Do all the things. Likes are huge. I will be posting this on Thursday as per usual. If you haven't liked the old episodes, go back and do that shit too. You fucking degenerates. What's your problem?
Get us up. Let's go.
We have. Well, let's start the show with some cool podcast news. We're gonna do a light run of merch. Very light run.
Yeah.
We
Very
have
light.
we have I'm gonna put her on blast. Patty Butler, who is a friend of in the friend group that I game with a lot, is an amazing graphic artist. She's been doing all of the graphics for our podcast since basically the beginning. I did the initial R, and then I had her do like a legitimate one that's not some shit that an idiot did. And like clean it up so we could scale it and stuff. She's done the background for the podcast. Everything since she has designed us a sticker, and she has designed us a t-shirt. Actually, a couple of t-shirts. We landed on one to do the first run. We actually have enough to where we could probably do a whole second run with a completely different design at some point. So we're kind of we're gonna do that. Obviously, we're gonna get them. We don't know what they're gonna cost. We don't know how many we're gonna get. So kind of let us know. Go in the comments on the YouTube episode, or just we need dad hats. Thank you. You're gonna pay for that, baby. Go for it.
Heck yeah.
Let me get one of each, whatever design you guys have.
Yeah, we're just
Thank
gonna do
you,
the
Matt,
yeah.
for wanting stickers. To
This
put
dude
on
wants to
stop
do
signs.
slaps. I love it.
Slaps
So yeah,
are a good idea.
slaps are good. So yeah, so we're just gonna do, we're gonna do simple shit, die cut, single color stickers for the first run. I don't know if everybody knows this, but like all the super hype, super wow factory vinyl printed multicolor stickers are expensive as fuck. So we're gonna not do that until we know we have enough people that will buy them, because I looked into what it's like $1,000 and we're not paying. Because you got to get like 250 of them, dude, and they're 8x5, like 40 color vinyl stickers. You know what I mean? So,
Or
like,
some
All
stickers.
right, all right.
Yeah.
bro, have you seen
We-
Super Wow Factory stickers though? They're so fucking sick. Like,
I don't
they're,
even think
Oh
so.
yeah, they're awesome. Oh yeah,
yeah,
they're,
they're top.
$1,000 bucks,
Dude, it's $4 a sticker. You sell them for 10.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
oh.
yeah.
yeah.
It's
So,
cool.
like,
He's a parts guy.
Yeah.
We need a lot more subscribers, so tell your friends.
So many more.
So
And then
many.
also we mentioned this at the end of the last podcast, and obviously retention at our minute one fucking hour and 45 is a little low, as for most podcasts. At that price, I will take half the sticker. We're just you'll be which half? Like if you had to pick one half of a centaur, which half would you be? So
Oh my god.
um
Yeah,
The horse? Yeah, the ass.
That's what we're looking for.
listen, he's
Oh,
trying to
so
be
good.
caked up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Let's
that's
go.
I do squats too, bro. It's all good. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying fucking cake. Double down. I love it. It would be cool to get the Twitch channel to affiliate. Just so we could have an affiliate link and all that kinds of stuff. But that involves us putting a bunch of content out on it, i.e. streaming. You have to stream so many times a day. Consistent viewership is not a problem. You guys are awesome with hanging out, which is tight. And actually, like the pod episodes have been doing well. The audio episodes have actually been doing really well, which is cool. The video is, YouTube's a fickle bitch, right? Whatever. But we would have to game on here. So like, if you guys want to hang out with us while we fucking play COD together or fucking play Jackbox,
Destiny, bro. Alex,
can play
we're back
Destiny.
on Destiny, bro.
Are you?
Oh yeah, me, Cody, and Kellen, we're fucking grinding.
Oh, dude.
Have you guys heard of this game called Splitgate? It's in beta.
Yes.
it's
That
like
shit-
the
it's
offshoot
Halo
of
and Portal. Halo and Portal.
Yeah, it's I've been getting into that like the
We can
last
play
2
some
weeks.
Splitgate. I love Splitgate. I have all of these games on my. And if you want to see somebody really nerd, I've been playing a lot of MTG arenas, and I can just sit here and play that shit for like 6 hours because I'm a nerd. What do you want to do? So yeah, if that's something you guys would fucking chill with and just listen to us bullshit, talk shit, shoot stuff, etc., let us know. We're trying to get this shit to affiliate, get an affiliate link. Be cool, guys. So yeah, but enough of that. Now that Mike's gone, let's talk about cars, guys. Right?
Yeah.
That's what we're fucking here for.
It doesn't need to be
Yeah.
what we like stick to, but just to shout out the Fire Rises. That's my homie, and he bought a fucking brand new A4 the other day. Not a brand new one, a certified.
We're not
pre-owned.
talking about German cars
I'm
today.
so satisfied.
No German car.
It's
No
so
German
great.
car talk.
Not
No
today.
German car
Great.
talk. This is JDM car talk. That's it. Only. If you like German cars, get fucked. You can come back in 2 weeks.
All right, what do we start with then?
What do we start with? Let's start with the good before we get to the bad, and then the ugly.
Oh.
We're not going to talk about your Tacoma.
It's JDM.
No.
JDM, you need to put an awning. Wait.
Same seat.
No.
Before we get into anything, really,
Yeah.
Chris, you need to go buy that maxi track awning from Napa for $100. And anybody who's listening, if you're into,
He's like literally
if
gonna
you're
buy it right
in the
now.
market for an awning, it's 8x8. It's $100 on the Napa website. It's a maxi track, is the name.
Maxi pad?
Can we get a
That's
Napa
so
sponsorship
sick.
for that?
For the money, it's the exact same quality as like a ARB. So
Is it?
Dude.
And I'm not even just trying to be like, is it?
I
like-
have it on the I bought it. I have it on the GX. I have yet to really field test it, but like I pulled it out, I opened everything up, and like really,
You whipped that
it's the
thing
same
out,
as an
huh? Nice.
ARB. Yeah,
Mike, are you
right in the
lighting?
parking lot too, broad daylight.
Risky. I like it. I like it. I like it. I'm fucking here for it. Mike, are you
I
leaving?
will-
He has a backpack on like his clock. I need to know if you're leaving so that I can do.
He's totally leaving. He's
A
totally
thing.
leaving.
Okay, I'm
Totally.
going
And just
to
so we
get.
know, I did drive Chris to Tacoma, and I can't do it.
It's very slow.
It's very.
It's a
slow.
truck.
It's very
It's a
so.
truck.
So it's a fucking Raptor. Raptor is
No.
not slow.
It needs a V8, huh?
Yeah.
I couldn't. I couldn't.
I mean, but it's different. It's totally different. Like climbing like a 45-degree angle in the Tacoma feels dope. Like
I'm sure it does. You know what else would fill dope
Yeah.
with? A fucking iForce V8 from a Tundra in it.
nah, it couldn't make it. It's way too heavy. It's way too.
No, you don't need all that. The 4.7
OG one,
out of
the
the
double-
GX. Yeah.
Yeah. Mike, you out? You out? Okay. 3, 2, 1, switch. All right, everything's gonna get fucky for a second.
Oh, it's
Boom!
real.
Look at
fucking-
me go!
Oh,
Look at me
Nice.
go!
Very nice.
Beautiful.
Oh yes.
Oh, it's like I know how to internet.
I'm gonna
Um,
buy just like that. Like
Thank you, man. I do what I can. Appreciate it, Fire. So Tom would like to talk about. So yeah, let's talk about that real quick. Tom won the photo shoot. You sleeping ass bitches did not fucking
Yep.
enter, and Tom entered and he won
Yeah.
because he's a real one. And that's what happens.
He's a real
That's what happens.
You get the Medal of Honor for that.
That's fucking what happened. So these are, I'm going to transition over. You guys can obviously share my screen. These are some of the photos that Chris took. So Tom, please explain
I wish I won this.
via chat. Please explain via chat, Tom, exactly what this car is. Because the rear view mirror one fucked so hard.
Oh yeah.
That's a Tinder profile pic, Tom. I don't know if you're wifed up or whatever. or husbanded up. I don't know. Whatever.
Whatever you want.
OMWTFYB.
Yeah, exactly. So it's an AMG, but you said it's a diesel, Chris?
No, it's a diesel. Yeah, full on diesel.
It's a diesel with an AMG kit.
I'm fine with that.
That looks clean as fuck.
300
It's
SC.
Great,
So
get
it's a
rid of his Lexus and get that.
he did not get rid of the Lexus, right? He got rid of the Genesis.
My brother, my brother doesn't have a Genesis. He still
No, I
has
thought you were
the
talking about your
Lexus.
brother. I thought you were talking about Tom. I was like, because please tell me he did
Oh,
not
yeah,
get rid of the
he
Lexus.
got rid of the Genesis.
Okay. And this
Not-
shot.
Man, not to make everything that I say about cars or Japan or a combination of both, but like that Mercedes reminds me of pinnacle
for sure.
90s
That's
Japan.
the
Salaryman drives it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you slam it and
He's a
put big
manager of
dishes on it.
some
and
sort. Yeah, he's the manager of some sort of the company.
I think
Works 100 hours a week. Like that's his car.
I personally think that he should. I think he should. We said we weren't going to talk about German cars. Oh no, but I think he should bag it. I think he should bag it. I think he should OG like mid 90s VIP it, which is there.
Everybody's in the shopping cart right now.
So and Lenny knows what I mean. Not demon camber. Like don't fucking beep, like you tuck, right? Tuck the wheels, but right against the fender. So when it's tucked, that was the original wheel to fender fitment, right? It's like when your fucking wheel touched your fender when you're laying frame. That shit would be hot. Like that shit would be hot as fuck. Like what are those? Is it the? Lenny, you'll know what I'm talking about. They're weds. They're dished as fuck. It's like a flat face almost. It's like a 5-spoke quote. You know what I'm talking about? It's super wedgy,
Yes. Yeah.
but like polished lips with body color matched faces would look.
Or chrome face, chrome lip with the red center cap emblem.
That'd be
Yes,
sick.
that
That'd be-
shit would
that'd be
fuck
sick.
hard as fuck. Literally, this paycheck tomorrow coming
if-
on order.
If you would like a set of those wheels, I could get it for you. I know that Up Garage has them over in Japan. It's just a phone call away.
There you go. We got the
Overnight
plug.
parts
Tom,
from Japan.
Tom,
For real,
you
for
want
real.
some fire wheels. But yeah,
Tom.
I don't even.
Yeah.
I don't know what the offset is on that car. I don't know what the wheels. I don't know anything about it. All I know is that shit would slap because it's
There-
diesel, so it's not going to be dumb fast, but it can be cool as fuck. Saying.
The Japanese swap their wheels out like every other week, right? And so
Yeah.
there's a lot of used wheels and tire shops, more so than you would ever see in America or wherever you expect. Like
Right.
in the Yokohama area, you would think, oh, like in a 10-mile radius, I'll come across 30.
Right.
What? Damn.
And like they'll have a wide variety of wheels, like Watanabes if you want them, or VIP spec. You want some Ray's engineering
That's
at like
fucking
very
sick.
nice prices. So
Hey,
That'd be
you want to
sick.
know something super?
if you ever
sick,
want those
guys?
wheels, let me know.
I will fuck. You want to know something super tight? I forgot to record this, so we're getting we have a we're getting shitty Twitch fucking VOD quality upload on YouTube. Sorry guys.
Start it now.
No,
Sorry, no.
I mean I will, but we're fucking 30 minutes in, and who gives a fuck? They'll be fine.
Has it been 30 minutes?
It's been 24,
24.
but you got to remember we started it up before. I mean, I could
Damn.
restart it, but we missed this whole conversation. That's the only problem. And like, this was a good conversation.
I think
They
we
should've-
can just leave it.
Well, yeah,
well,
they should've tuned in,
it'll be fine. No, I can put it. No, I can still
Lost.
upload it. It's just not as nice a quality if I record it versus ripping the VOD off Twitch and then posting it, because I can still extract audio and do everything that I usually do. It's just not as good. That's all. It'll be fine.
That's fine.
Tom
Dude.
says he was thinking E55 AMG monoblocks. I think,
Yes.
dude.
Yes.
But do you guys know? Do you guys know who Chamorro Boy is on Instagram?
Mm-mm.
So Chamorro Boy is now. So there's 3-piece. Everybody knows 3-piece US, right? But there's actually, if you're not hurt and like the dudes from Hoonigan, right? Because of course they're always gonna get perfect wheels. They
Sure.
actually have caught a lot of hate for wheels not holding air, bad hardware, like various barrel defects and stuff like that.
What?
And I'm gonna look this page up so you can see it. But so this dude Chamorro Boy 86, he's out of. Oh, I love that his fucking profile says I give rim jobs. That's amazing. So he does refinishing, he does rebarreling, he does all that, but he has kind of niched himself out a part of the market where he takes OEM monoblocks and converts them to 3-piece wheels.
Wow.
Okay, so it is, you have to be careful because you have to drill them properly, and there's like certain ways you have to do things. But like I'll put it to you like this: like Scotto bought a pair of wheels from him, a set of wheels from him, custom set of wheels for his new Mark 1 GTI, right? And I think that if he did, I'm trying to find him. So here's a good example. So these are some, and I'll transition over. These are some Nissan 300ZX stock
Yeah.
wheels that he
Those are
has. Yeah, he's turned them. Yeah, I mean it's like, dude, OEM faces are hot. It's just monoblocks don't always fuck the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Those
that.
are actually pretty nice.
Those fuck
Holy
really
shit.
hard. And then so these are some Mark. Oh no, these are Infinity wheels, which I don't. These are from Q45s. This wheel is ugly as fuck as a monoblock.
Wow.
This shit slaps as a 3-piece, right? And then my personal
Put that on
favorite,
like a Euro car, you would think it would,
the
be
Mark III Supra stock wheel.
dude, those fuck. I fuck with that.
Like that shit is hot as
Those
fuck.
tight.
So I
Yeah.
think if you really wanted to ball out, which I'm assuming you do because you're about to drop $6,000 on air ratties, on your fucking 79 whatever. I think that a set of E55 monoblocks set up in a 3-piece with some polished barrels would be hot as fuck. I think that shit would look tight on that car
Dude,
for sure.
after you mentioned that whole black chrome thing, I'm like, you know what? Chrome's not bad.
Chrome's not
Chrome's
bad.
not,
dude.
Chrome's not bad.
Make Chrome gate again, dude, on wheels. Chrome on wheels is, as long as it's
Bring
not
it
like
back.
even like it's totally cool on cars that are like kind of slow, right? Like if I put like we talked about this, like I still kind of want triple chrome wheels on the STI, but it's fine. It's not that fast, right? It's like it's quick. It's not fast.
Mhm.
Or like on drift cars because they're fucking sideways. So who gives a shit? Fucking stun on them, right? Would I put it like I wouldn't put them on a Z06? You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't put chrome wheels in a Z06. Like I wouldn't put chrome wheels on Kyle's car or like Lenny's car or Mike's car. But like the shit's
Wait,
kind of
didn't
slow.
Didn't the ZR1 come with chrome wheels?
You could get it
The
as a
C6?
factory
Probably.
option. Yeah, yes, because you know why? Because fucking old dudes buy Corvettes. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why we talked about this.
So what about all the Lamborghini owners that put chrome on their wheels?
It's a fucking Lambo. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's a
Yeah.
special kind of class, huh?
No, it's not. No. It's
Yeah.
no. It's a special kind of douchebag.
They are- They are special.
Yeah.
What about, and have you guys seen the dudes in Japan that outfit their Lambos with like
Yes.
diamonds,
Yes,
glitters,
yes,
and golds,
yes.
and like
the bozo exhausts and the light
Yeah.
shows? Yes, dude. I've seen that shit, and I'm 3,000% here for it. I don't give a fuck.
what is his name? Motomashi or Moto
Yeah.
Moto or something? Marimoto or something? Marimoto.
He's
Might
a
have been
total. He's a total OG bozo dude. He's like big sunglasses, cigars, and bleached hair. You know what I mean? And it's like, there was like a 3-minute documentary on this dude like 6 or 7 years ago, and it was it was shot in 4K when 4K was like just becoming a thing. And
You gotta
he
pull
had-
it up. I think
if you can find it, shoot me the link in the Discord.
Underground can. Yeah, I'll do that.
So he had a chrome leopard print wrapped Venador with underglow and like neon lights on the body and like a big obnoxious fender and like a bozo exhaust that like shot up and it shot flames and all this shit, and it's like and it was slammed and like it was like it was like he's stunting like a $500,000 car, right? Whatever.
That's sick.
But that's how Japan does it.
Yeah, it was
dude.
dope.
That's what you can do when like you have halfway decent infrastructure in most places, and you can push something expensive and slim. But yeah, so there's that. I'm trying to buy enough time until Mike actually is able to get on to talk about the Z, because I know he had things to say about it too.
Well, since we're killing time, I have to divulge then. I have actually had a conversation and some coffee with that dude, and he's actually pretty cool as fuck.
Which dude, Mike? Because I would disagree.
No, the Japanese. Yeah, here it is. Here, I'm sending you the link right now.
Okay.
This dude.
Yes, Tom. Yes, we are going to talk about the Integra. So we have like the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I haven't decided if that's bad or ugly yet. I just realized I don't get notifications for this. Where'd you post it? Are you still posting?
I'm still I'm still sending it here.
In theory, if we all got Z's, what color would you guys get?
I would absolutely get black.
So like I want black, but I can't really push a black car in Texas.
Red.
Yeah.
What would you get,
Now
Chris?
you're getting yellow.
I don't know.
The yellow is like the super hoity-toity one. You can't just get that color.
Yeah.
It's only 250 of them, and I don't give a fuck enough.
I just sent that link to the general chat there.
I also don't know. I can't play this.
Mute it. Don't put.
Okay.
Actually, no. Play it. Just play it. It's cool.
Yeah, it's Switch. We're good.
We gotta let the ad play first, because everybody who watched our fucking Fast and the Furious stream knows I don't play.
Thor is so buff, bro.
Dude, Thor is so buff.
Wait, we can find out why.
It's because he pays to get, he gets paid to be ripped, dude. If I got paid to be
General
ripped,
runs.
not gonna lie, I'd probably still be fat. Whatever. Or I can skip ads.
You can click skip ads. Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, so check this shit out. And also Tom says he feels let down by the Z. Hard disagree, but we'll get to that. We'll go through all the reasons why.
Why?
It's totally fine. No, it's cool. Let him be wrong. He's allowed to be wrong.
He's allowed to be wrong.
Look at this fucking thing. Look at this thing, dude. Come on.
That's wet. That's so wet.
Is that a leopard?
Why is his hair like
it's leopard print.
Because they're bozo boys, bro. That's what they do.
Fuck those guys. If you remember my story.
I do remember that story, but they're fucking. Yeah, look at this dude. Look at this stone cold fucking pimp right here.
He's much softer nowadays, though.
Is he?
Yeah, he's more of a businessman.
So let's just.
You don't have to mute it. Mayhem Media is a defunct company. There's no one to sue you.
Okay, perfect. It was really well shot, though.
Very well shot.
It's Luke Huxham, who's also from Speed Hunters, yeah?
He's got affiliation there.
Oh, I forgot it's a gated shifter Diablo, dude. Come on, bro.
Oh my god.
Luke has his own thing right now, yeah.
Those wheels are so clean.
Mhm.
You see the screens? He's got the screens, dude.
Dude, I've seen this car at Tatsumi so many times. It's so dope.
Oh,
That's Daikoku there.
yeah. Is that a polished engine case? That's fucking
Mhm.
gangster. I was born on the wrong continent or whatever.
I know.
In the wrong decade.
Yeah, for real. Like, bring me back to the 80s in Japan and just let me fuck. Like,
80s anywhere. It was just anywhere
cooler.
global. It was just about the excess and opulence, right? It was just so
Yeah,
cool.
so I should have born in like 71. You know what I'm saying? So it could have been in full fuckboy mode. Look at that Diablo, dude.
Dude, they're just fucking cruising. That's
Look
dope. That's so dope.
Look how high his tail seat is. He must have a super
Small ween.
the taller the tail, the taller the tail, the smaller the
the
pen.
ween. Yeah, dude.
Oh, he's packing.
Yeah, he's packing heat. Baggy pants and low seat, packing heat.
BDS, baby. BDS.
Bro. Strong 4.5 inches. Strong.
It's so veiny.
This is like all of my Vice City dreams come to life. Dude, look at the exhaust on that fucking thing.
That shit's tight.
And he's got like a bunch of homies that push with him, right? Like he's not the only one.
Oh yeah, also, yeah. So nowadays he's like made a whole brand off of this kind of style.
So like
So he
his
like
Lambo
runs a
bros?
companies,
His
and so
Lamb Bros, if you will.
he specializes in customization of Lambos in Japan now, and like the
Wow.
crazy style. Sort of like what Liberty Walk does, but in a more flamboyant
Crazy.
fashion.
Dude, I got to hang out with the Bosuzoku team in Oki. The trucks are in. Yes, dude.
Nice.
Bosuzoku shit just hits different. Like it's ignorant and useless, but I love it. That's like
Absolutely.
those are my strong feelings about it. Is this gonna stay PG? What are we doing here? right. Let's get back to
Yeah.
the cars. I don't really care. Oh, here we go. Let's get.
Loose translation. How long have you been in Japan?
That's
Dude,
that's
he's just,
Tatsumi.
he's just rolling with the door open.
Yep.
Fucking Stone
That's
Cold
Tatsumi
Panthers.
right there. The
That's
Oh,
so
sorry.
hard.
My
Airport.
emergency brake goes on when my door opens. I can't do that.
That's why Lambo was better before they got bought out by the fucking Germans. Where's it? Is that? Oh, here we go. 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 Bruh.
Oh shit.
Ah,
Look at Kyle's eyes.
With-
just
on a
lit up.
mercy. On a mercy.
can we
So
bring back
awesome.
underglows? Can we just start
They're
mopping
back.
around
They're
with
back, baby.
underglows?
They're freaking back.
Did they ever really leave?
I don't think they did. Not in
They
our
didn't have
hearts.
to leave. They didn't have to leave. Nah.
Bruh. Look at that shit. Now the truck guys just fucking pirated him for a little bit, and now we're taking him back. He's got the big country lab fucking like killer end plates on the fucking spoiler on his Lambo, dude.
That's so sick.
And they're not even wide bodied, right? Like he just pushes
No.
the wheels way out. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I like that. What is that, like an 800 millimeter wide spoiler? Look how fucking big that thing is, dude.
Absolutely illegal on the streets of Japan.
Who gives
Really?
a fuck? Oh yeah.
Yep. The wing can't be longer than the width of the car.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
that's right. Yeah.
Or taller than the roofline.
What?
Oh, what?
And how
And
many-
it can extend further than the furthest point of the bumper. Like there's like very specific regulations when it comes to street wings.
How does anything cool ever come out of that country? That's so crazy.
People just pay the fine or don't mind the police.
I've seen Tokyo Drift. They can't catch you anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a true
Oh.
statement.
You know,
Okay.
blue hits different. Blue hits different on the
Blue
sword.
does
Tim-
hit different,
so
and
Timmy-
Nissan
Pickle your pickle?
really does a really good job with blue. I have to say.
So
looks good.
here's the thing: is that if Lenny got a black one, Chris, you're probably get a red one.
Oh, Kyle's getting red.
Kyle's not buying one.
Oh, yeah, I'd be red.
Okay, so I can get a white. Then I could get a white one. I could actually get a white one. I would buy a white one.
Okay,
So you'd
America.
be salt and pepper.
I prefer ebony and ivory, but that's fine.
Ebony and ivory.
Welcome to the Red Match Podcast, folks.
Where 3 of us are getting Nissan Z's.
And Mike bought another STI. So fuck it. He's not here. Let's get into it. So this is the good of the new JDM Legends. Now that we've talked about fucking Lambos and all other bullshit for fucking 30 minutes, let's get into it. In all its glory. Here, oh god, I can't figure out what my mouse is. The new Nissan Z. So Tom, I want to know why you were disappointed in this thing. So I've seen mixed reviews about the front end, right? Like Chuckle's Garage is like that front end needs work. A bunch of people said the front end needs work. Yada yada yada. It's definitely not as ugly as an M4 or an M3. That's for sure.
No.
When
Right.
when they say needs work, like what are they saying? Like
Well,
what's so
I
bad about
think
it?
The grill is very large, and like the underneath the headlights is super flat. Like
It is super flat. I will
there
agree
should
with
be
you
a
there.
fog light or some sort of body
But
piece.
there
Like
wasn't-
how the
there-
STI doesn't have this fog light anymore.
Right.
But there wasn't
Um,
one before, correct?
Right. So like let's look up like a 240Z, right? Let's like just compare and contrast.
Which that front end is very accurate for that. But look, even their side
Well, I mean-
markers under there. You could put a side marker under there and cut in the middle.
Yeah,
of the
but you
bumper.
don't need that anymore. Like you don't, you
No.
know what I mean? Like this is also when you had to have the bumpers out front and like, you know what I mean? Like there was, it's like this is probably like the best kind of comparison.
I
Which is
think
like
they
a,
did a great job.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're paying homage to that, absolutely, they did a great
you
job.
look at that and you look at that. So like obviously this
Mm.
graphic, right? This whole headlight graphic is not the headlight. It is this entire opening, right? It's this
Yes.
whole like contour right here.
Yes.
Which is great. It's got, you know, the hood's got the same kind of bulge right here. You know what I'm saying? Like they did a fucking great job.
I mean, I really love that the grill itself is just like the 240Z's grill. I
Mhm.
mean, if
Yeah,
you
and
look
it-
in some other better pictures of the front grill, you can totally see that that's what it was.
this
I'm
yellow
just
is
trying to
so
figure out
hot,
how
but-
big of
That
an interface
side
you can
profile is
stuff like
fucking-
right in there.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Oh,
look
God.
at this. that, the side profile is so hard, dude. Like,
It doesn't even look like a 370Z.
No,
It's
like
not.
that sells me right there. Just that side
I
shot
wanna
is
get into
enough
that, it's
to like
important.
make me like, yeah, fuck yeah. And
Oh.
that interior is so good.
the interior
That center
is
console is so
really,
nice.
it's yeah, and it's super simple. It's like, and this is what I really love about this car. It's so fucking quintessentially Japanese, right?
Correct me
I'm
Like,
if
so
I'm-
glad there's not
like-
a touch button for like climate control. Like
no,
I don't
everything's
want that.
actual buttons. Yeah, what were you gonna say, Lynn?
Yes.
That looks like a straight copy of the GTR interior.
It's very similar, and which makes sense when you think about it, right? So here's and then
Not that
this,
it's a bad thing. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Besides the infotainment system, which is
which
new,
is so much nicer, which is so fucked. It's so
but
much
like that
nicer than
center
a
console
GTR.
design is very GTR.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they actually they brought that up. Like the steering wheel is inspired by the GTR, right? Like the way the steering wheel is laid out, the shape of it, the top like flat part, it's all inspired by the R32 actually, which is kind of cool.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
Nice.
like this is obviously their most tech forward car they have now, as you can see with the digital dash, which it kind of shits on an actual GTR, which leads me to believe that there is going to be a swan song for the R35. I'm going to end this share screen because Mike is here. So I think there's going to be like one last R35 before an R36 because now they have this tech, or we're about to find out some interesting news about a new GTR. Mike, you got here just in time. We just started talking about the new Z. We kind of dicked around for a bit talking about JDM AF Lambos, which is an interesting thing to talk about.
Oh,
You missed it. Go back and
Interesting.
watch the VOD. Catch the VOD, bro.
catch the pod, bruh.
Dude, that all just that scroll back up to the sideline. It just looks so good. From the
looks great.
side.
It looks so good.
It looks like a classic Japanese like muscle car.
So
Like-
here's some of the criticisms that I have been hearing about this car. Okay, which I don't. Some of them I agree with, and some of them I don't. Okay, one is the big disappointment, quote unquote, that it's on a 370Z chassis. It is the same chassis. Okay, the bones are the same. Obviously, they've changed some of the pickup points. They've changed the suspension dynamics. It's got new everything, right? But and you know the roof lines changed. Obviously, all that stuff. It's
Just slightly though.
yeah. It's yeah. You can actually see the three. If you look hard enough, you can see the 370Z roof line in it, right? They just changed the quarters and the rear deck lid enough, flattened it out to where you can't really. Obviously, which we haven't even shown the rear end, which I will find here shortly because that shit slaps. Look at that.
Yes. Those taillights are gold.
300ZX or 300Z and ZX all day long. I mean, it's oh, dude.
I'm just gonna say this. Like, I understand the heritage.
We have a hater in the
I-
mist. All right, let's go.
I like the back end. I'm not gonna warm up to the fucking front end.
Called it.
I
Told you.
That's
hate the
fine.
front end.
That's fine.
What do you
I
hate about the
absolutely
front end?
hate-
I want to know.
It's, I don't know. It almost looks like a fucking James Bond car from the front. Which for
Like
whatever
Aston?
reason
and Aston
don't-
Martin. What a
An
fucking
Aston?
criticism that one is.
I don't like
Right?
it. I don't like it. It looks. I don't like the look. I think the back end is fucking sexy as hell. I like the incorporation of the 300ZX lights. I think that's a gangster ass move on their part to make them that 3D. I think it's cool.
They're great looking set taillights.
I don't like the front end. I think
The
it's
thing
fucking
about the front
ugly as
end
shit.
is that people see it as everybody knows the new Lexuses. Any new Lexus has a grill that fucking eats everything, and I mean,
The fucking weird spider
3
hourglass
feet.
thing.
Yeah, and like 3 feet of grill and nothing different is there's a lot of wasted space in the front end of the Z. Like paying homage to the 240, it looks like it. It's great, but the top end looks great and the bottom end looks like it's just there to just be there. So
Right.
I mean,
Which, if you've ever
somebody's
looked
gonna-
at a 240, that's kind of how they look.
yeah, there's nothing there, so it
Like, you
looks
have like a
like
big empty space in the
Yeah.
middle of your car, right? Yeah,
yeah,
and that's how they
so
are.
It
That's
looks
that's
like
kind of
there's
always there.
too much bumper, really. So I feel like it should slope in more early, and you could have like a fat diffuser, or not a fat diffuser, but like a fat front lip off of it. But I
Mhm.
mean, people will make aftermarket bumpers, and
Right.
And that's the
I
other
mean-
thing too, is like you may see something really fucking cool come out of the aftermarket
Yeah.
for this car.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like there's
Absolutely.
gonna be people that are gonna do cool ass shit to them. They're gonna look gangster as hell. Like I get it. Like I understand it, but like I don't know. I just can't warm up to the front end. I think other than that, the car is, as far as driving capabilities, is gonna be a monster very quickly and easily. I mean,
So, I mean, if I'm looking here at this photo, and I'll transition this to the stream so everybody can see. So this is kind of a heritage photo of a lot of the Z's. The Genos is arguably the only good looking one, if you're being really like objective and critical. So the Genos, for those that don't know, is the long nose with the clear covers that go over that headlight opening and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff, right? That's like the
Yeah.
lot of
like the
people do.
first one.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of people do Genos conversions because it looks sick, right?
Yep.
But like if you look at a 280ZX, it's pretty ugly. Everybody knows the 300ZX. It's not a great looking car. They're cool when they're slammed. You know what I mean?
I'm
and all
a
that kinds
fan.
of shit.
I've had one of each of those. I've had a 280, a 300, and a 300.
That's so
Yeah.
sick.
That is actually really sick.
Well, I mean, didn't
and-
Nissan admit to we left this grill like wide as fuck, so because we knew people would put like big ass intercoolers in them.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh!
so here's
Is the grill now like a functional air intake?
Yeah,
it's a big empty space. There's nothing behind it. There's a crash bar,
Well,
obviously,
what-
but it's like it's just a big
Yeah.
opening.
Do they use that opening to funnel into the
So
oil
I don't
coolers?
know,
I would imagine.
I don't know enough about the VR30, which is the engine that's in the car. So it's the same engine as like the Q50 and 60 Red
50
Sport.
and 60. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. So it's a 400 horsepower twin turbo V6.
Turbo problems.
Yes,
What-
but
what-
also
what
tuning
turbo
potential
problems?
because it's just it's just
Right.
it's just
tuning
I mean, if
point.
we're talking
I-
Nissan, they've nailed the tuning technology of turbo pretty solidly, I think.
yeah. So I mean, you're gonna have a lot of as we talked-
Transmissions they still have issues with the dual clutch transmission, but I mean,
which is even going
uh,
back to this has a manual, right? Obviously, the 9-speed is an option, which would have its own merits. But like, I mean, in my opinion, if you're gonna buy this car, like, you kind of have to get the 6-speed.
Absolutely.
Hopefully
So-
they don't make it as weak as like the GTI 6-speed that can't handle stage
A
one.
stage
tune.
1 tune. Oh my
Right.
god.
Okay,
So,
so
well, Hopefully
Wait, run
it-
that by me one more time.
So I was saying, like the manual, if they make,
So
they are
your
going to
manual
release the
can't
manual.
handle the stage 1 tune.
Correct. That's
Yeah.
like after like 3,000 miles of like not really getting on it, doing passing speeds on the stage 1 tune. My manual clutch went to shit. It started slipping.
Really?
That's why everybody buys the auto GTIs. The manual transmission has always been a problem in the GTI.
Is that like a transaxle problem, or is because just by
It's just a clutch problem.
they just put well, I mean, we kind of talked about on another episode too, like German factory clutches and like more economy level cars are
They're
fucking
kinda,
weird. They're weird,
eh,
right? They're very
yeah.
soft.
They're very weird. Very weird.
It's
Yeah,
like if
yeah,
you've
yeah.
ever, so if you like if you haven't, just go drive a brand new like manual
brand new
GTI.
BMW. Like,
Yeah, even though it's like a 3 Series. Well, can you even get a 3 Series manual? That's not
No.
important.
I don't think
No.
so. No, yeah.
But-
I don't know if BMW makes a manual anymore, do they?
I
Audi
Ooh,
doesn't?
They do.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
M2?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
No, the M3.
Total.
Is
Why
it
can we
M3
not-
manual?
Thing.
Oh, not
It's
the
just-
CS, but the bases. Yes.
There was an M2 and like the ice silver chalk. I
We're
don't know what
not. We're not
color it is.
talking about this. We said no
I'm just
German cars.
saying,
We
like-
said no German cars for one
Just
fucking
listen,
episode.
just
We're not
listen.
talking about German cars. It's Hockenheim silver. First of all, that's the color you're talking about.
Okay, cool. My point is, I didn't think that
Damn,
BMW made manuals anymore, and I
Yeah.
fucking opened the door, and it's a 6-speed manual in the new M2.
So you can't get it on a comp or a CS, but you can get it in the base. And it's the
But
same
the
thing with
CS
the.
is the only thing worth the money.
Disagree, but
Yeah.
Y'all
because-
agree to disagree.
for the
Okay.
price delta, I'll take 9/10 of a CS for fucking 20 grand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
That's a good
Have
point.
you seen the rendering of the 400Z that's got more of the GTR bumper on it?
Yes.
I
That's
have it.
why
I like
I'm
that.
in. That's
I
why
like
I'm
that.
all in.
That's
Bring
a
it-
good looking car.
Picture.
I'm looking
Hold
it
up.
up right now.
Picture.
It's on Car and Driver.
And while we're on that, if we're talking a 6-speed in a Nissan and it has clutch issues after some tuning, that is nothing a twin-plated clutch could fix.
Yeah.
That's
Cannot
true.
fix.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And Nissan is very good at that. Nismo is very good at producing those products direct from the factory. And if not, Japanese tuners, i.e., ATS.
Can I before I think I found the photo
OS
you were
Geekin.
talking. Yeah.
I mean, what are guys? They want to spend $1,300 on a clutch, or is there going to be like tuning for the automatic transmission?
That's
You
another
know-
option.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like
So,
that's
first of
another
all,
option.
I don't mean to interrupt, but Tom's whole criticism about the 400, about the Z and why he was let down is that it's just called the Z and not the 400Z, and every other Z has been named by its displacement, and I fucking can't like with that comment.
That's what you're disappointed about, Tom.
That's
Come on,
so
buddy.
innocent.
Bitch, I will get you a 400 badge that you can put in front
They're
of the
going.
Z.
Yeah, they're going back. It was just the
Only
Nissan Z
thing.
before.
Only thing, my only issue whatsoever. So before, I think I found the photo of the GTR bumper Mike was talking about, but I do want to show you guys one thing. This gray makes that front end look really nice.
Show it.
And maybe it's just the
Yeah,
yellow.
It's on the stream.
Maybe it's just the yellow that I don't like.
The gray with the bronze is hot.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Like
that's not bad at all.
That's hot. I like that. And I
That's
think,
clean. That's
I like
super clean.
I like that blue right there.
Is
next
this
to-
the one you were
next to the
talking about,
gray.
Mike?
No,
Okay.
No,
I'd fuck
no,
with
no.
gray.
no. It's like a.
That is it. That thing.
That
That's
one
too
red
much.
one.
Please tell me that's not the one you're talking about.
No,
What is that?
No,
Look
no,
at
no,
that.
no.
What the fuck?
Oh, here we go. He's
That's
going down the rabbit hole.
What is-
Hey, it's a 2021.
You
was
had
it-
me
was
at
it-
aero discs. You had me at fucking
Oh
aero
my
discs.
God.
The 2021 Nissan Z will Nissan will reveal the Z car legacy with twin turbo V6 power. I don't know. It looks like a GTR in the front end. It's got GTR brakes on it. It's
It
yellow.
looks sick.
Is it on Car and Driver? You said?
Yeah,
Yeah,
go back up.
No, wait, I'm
Right
gonna, wait, where?
Nismo version, yeah.
Which
Scroll
one?
up. What you got out? I can't see.
This thing? This yellow thing?
Keep going. Yeah, I kind of like that.
I hate
It
it.
looks like an eclipse.
It looks like a TVR.
But
Wait.
I kind of do like
It looks
that.
like a catfish.
Wait,
That
Alex,
thing is sick though. I didn't even see. Holy shit.
That white thing is sick.
The white
Yeah.
thing is. What's up? What's up, Chris?
What's that yellow going to be on? You said it's going to be a big dick version of the car.
So
The
they're
yellow
making.
is gonna be the launch edition.
So there's 200. There's
Oh.
250 being made in that yellow. They will have bronze wheels and I think gold brake calipers.
Yeah,
They have a black and yellow interior, and it's a launch edition.
That's
I'm-
sick.
I am never paying for that because the markup on that car, which is functionally no different from a normal Z, is going to be
Sure.
like Raptor level stupid. You know what I mean?
Dude, that Audi, the TT that I was showing you, there's
Uh-huh.
a $25,000 markup on that car right
'Cause
now.
you can't get
Oh,
anything. You
Jesus.
can't get shit right now.
And they're on the RS3 is technically on a stop sale, so they can't even sell the new ones they
The
have
new one?
coming right now.
Oh, I heard
Yeah.
about that. Tom's asking if we'll think that the
MSRP,
new,
baby.
Yeah, I know you did.
Good
still
luck
get
with that,
hooked up.
baby.
No, he did. He wanted his taco. Tom's asking if he thinks that the new Z will pull sales from the GTR. I don't think
Oh,
so.
yeah.
I don't
No.
think so. And I'll tell you
No.
why. No, I'll tell you what.
Different
No.
brand.
Yeah, it's different price point, completely different price point.
100%.
One thing I will say is that GTRs are incredibly expensive
Yeah.
Right now, yeah.
They're pushing dirt like what the Nismo is over 200 now, right?
Oh, it's
Dude,
like
there was a point that
240.
you could get like an what was it? The newer GTR was probably like a 2011. I think you could get it for like probably 45, 50.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
depreciation
And
is
now,
great.
now they're 90.
You have to go back to
Oh.
you have to back to an 08. You have to go back to an 08 with
Yeah.
like 60,000 miles to get one in the 50s or 60s.
I feel
Was
like the
12
people
the one
that
that
are
had the
buying
problems with the transmission?
No.
I heard
Oh,
they
was
didn't
it?
fix that until like
Oh.
2012.
Yeah. But I feel
I
like
don't know how
people that
true
are
that
buying
is.
GTRs, if they're buying new GTRs, they can get a GTR and a Z. It's not
Fair
going
point.
to pull away from GTR.
And also
sales.
like
Yeah.
you buy a GTR when you want like a car that does 0 to 60 and approaching sub 3.
3
You know what I
seconds.
mean? Like you're not
Out of the box.
Yeah,
Out of
you're
the
not
box.
like I want a cool Canyon Carver that has a retro vibe. You're like I want to shit on Lambos. You know?
Yeah.
So
With a
it's-
downpipe and platoon.
Yeah,
Fuck.
and fucking E85. Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Tom saying he's also bummed that it is a turbo car, which I get, but as we've discussed prior, turbo is the way, man, and it's the way the
Yeah.
world is going. Cheap power's on the table. Going back to what I was saying, my biggest thing that is bumming me out is this is a part spin car. It is a
Yeah.
part spin car.
Yeah.
It's a part spin car with a cool fucking body on it and a great interior and a lot of cool design elements, but it is a part spin car. It's a Z34 with a Q50 Red Sport engine and a 370Z transmission, which is a great transmission. Don't get me wrong. You put that shit on everything. They handle a fuckload of power, right? So it's got a bulletproof drivetrain. It's tried and true. It probably will be super reliable. I again just have an issue with buying anything first year because you just never know. Especially mainly on this car, it would be electronics. It's a whole new infotainment system.
But I
It's a
mean,
whole new infotainment system, right? So,
But I think that goes back to the point that we were talking about too, right? That manufacturers have pretty much given up on the future of gasoline motors, right?
Right.
Instead of developing new things, they're just grabbing at what they know works and putting it all together. Kind of like we've always wanted for like Subarus, right? We've always wanted them to their drivetrain's always been bulletproof, but their fucking motors always suck.
so
And
bad.
hopefully this 19 is better.
It is.
I
I
don't know
mean,
if
I
it
beat
is.
the shit out of
I
mine,
mean,
and it's fine.
I beat the shit out of the 15 though, and I never really had a problem with it either. So
Yeah, but it's. I just meant like
but it goes to the point of, I mean, you look at, yes, they took parts from so many different things, but they also took kind of the best and put it together, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Other than, I mean, you were right. First generation cars are going to have some kind of problem. It's a given. If you buy a first generation car and you're upset about that, like that's on you, dude. Like you never buy
it's the
anything
early
first
adopter
generation.
thing, right? It's the
Yeah.
early adopter thing. It's iPhones
I mean, but
are no different than cars.
But to attest to the whole point of like parts bin car, I'm like this should technically drive the cost of repairs down, right?
Yeah.
Because these parts have been out for years.
There's nothing super special on this car.
No, that's why I totally
like,
want to line.
yeah, it's. I mean, it, and I think that in that sense, Nissan was fucking really smart. This is a ton of car for 40 grand.
Yeah.
Lenny's rolling his eye. I
absolutely.
feel like he has thoughts, but
Dude, 40 grand
In
gets you a
today's
fucking Subaru.
world,
yeah,
and like if you were to go buy a BMW that would somewhat come close to that, you're gonna spend 70 on a M2 or M3.
So I was looking at M340i
Like,
X's.
You're gonna spend
right?
some money.
Because
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I want 1,000 horsepower four door, right? Because the B58 you can get it's like right around 1,000, relatively inexpensive.
Sure.
It's a $74,000 car to be able to then spend $7,000 on it to make 1,000 horsepower.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just, it's they did it smart. It'll be at a good price point. Guys our age can afford this car.
What I think about it, to Tom's thing, his question about pulling sales from the GTR, it's not going to be the GTR it pulls sales from. It's going to be the fucking Supra.
Oh yeah.
The Supra is going to go.
Lenny's trying to
down
talk like
with-
4 times. We brought him on the show to
sorry.
talk over him.
It's okay. I actually had my mic muted for a minute there. But since I have the floor now, I will say the GTR has seen dwindling sales in the last few years, and that's because they really haven't had any innovation on that chassis. And so I don't think it's really going to take any sales from the GTR because, like you guys said before, people who buy GTRs buy it for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
They buy it to get a fucking 9-second quarter mile with
Right.
Alpha
Yeah.
12.
Right.
Yeah.
Got to share that bottle.
So yeah, I had to
Happy
do
wife,
that.
happy podcast.
So like they're not really going to get any sales, but I do agree with you that they might get some sales from the Supra because I've been seeing a lot more of them over here in our area, particularly
Yeah.
in the last few weeks.
I'd say
and
that
I think that might change shortly.
For
Yeah.
sure, it's going to hurt the Subaru market as well. I mean, it's going to
Oh,
have
yeah.
a decent competitor that people can really have fun with that chassis. I mean, you think about what that car is, and dude, you're right. For 40 Gs, you think about what you could really go buy in a European world, anything else Japanese, even domestic. There's nothing domestic that's going to touch that car for what it is.
I
Like,
mean, 40
Yeah.
grand buys you a decent Mustang or Camaro, right? Like,
Yeah.
so you do have a competition in that.
Or a brand
but
new Z. Yeah, that's an easy choice.
That's what I'm. If you're a
Yeah.
JDM guy, if you're a JDM guy, right? Like it's an easy choice. But here's the other thing that I just thought about.
Does it drive well though? No one's seen a review yet though, right? Sorry.
There's that for sure. But I don't think it's gonna drive bad. Like 370Z is a great it's a great chassis. Like G34 is a great chassis, right? But here's the ancillary point to that. The aftermarket support for this car already exists.
correct.
Right.
Right? There's already suspension for it. There's already engine. Stillen has a fucking 700 horsepower package for this engine platform already.
Don't tell me that.
It's a
You
Q50
do?
Red Sport. It's fucking. It's like down. It's
It's-
down pipe
yeah.
tuned
Q50.
E85. Like you know what I'm saying? It's the normal bing bang boom of fucking turbo cars these days, right? So
Yeah.
it's like just fucking put a little. It's almost it's like when you're elderly Caucasian grandmother makes dinner. It's perfect. It just needs a little bit of seasoning, right? You're just gonna season a little bit. She's a little light on that
Yep,
part.
yep,
Other than that,
yep,
it's
yep,
perfect.
yep.
So you're gonna get a
Cheers.
lot of that. Cheers. Oh my.
Cheers, Timmy.
Hey, everybody's cheersing. Let's go.
Cheers.
Twitch, get in on
Oh,
this,
nothing.
everybody.
Cheers to it.
We're cheers and we're
Cheers,
drinking
cheers,
together.
cheers,
Let's
cheers.
go.
You're in it.
So anyway, that part's cool. I'm super fucking hype. I'm excited to see how it drives.
Mike caught that.
Mike, what? I missed it.
Did you all not just watch him go like this with his cup, and Jenna comes running past and grabs the cup and keeps running into the kitchen to get him a refill? Am I the only one who saw that?
You're the only one who got
I'm the
I
only
missed
one who
it.
saw
Do
that.
it again.
Oh!
Do it again.
He finishes it. It goes like
We'll
this. The
have to
drink
clip
goes
that.
out, and she didn't walk. She ran. It's like you watch her go, oh, poof, and like she's in the kitchen and she's
All
already
I'm
making
saying
another
is
drink.
that Kyle's got to be hung like a fucking Clydesdale. That's all I'm saying.
Refilled.
That's perfect.
Say it in the comments.
So good.
Hey,
Jay?
just so we all know, Andrew bought a fucking lift kit for his
Kyle.
4Runner. Hey, yay, Andrew.
Yay!
Hey,
I know
Poppy's
it.
here.
I
Bringing
know-
up the cat.
Is that Jose?
Oh my.
Is J
That's
Poppy
Julio.
42? Is it? Oh, it's Julio. Look, better late than never.
Julio.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you done stealing cars for the evening, sir? I made myself laugh for that one. Sorry.
That was good. I like that one. That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
It's like, sir, what are you
I-
doing? Just driving my
I am
911.
laughing.
You're 911? Really? You're 911?
Yeah.
You don't look
Just an
like you
911.
can afford it.
Again, another episode. We can't
We
say
segued back into
9/11
German
words.
stuff.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you said German.
Pull me back in.
God damn it.
Speaking of real quick aside, while we're already talking about 911s, I saw 3 Turbo S's on the way to work today. 992s, all of them.
Dude, the
Nice.
turbo whistle on those things is dumb.
That's nice.
The other day, I saw a
Ah.
99 Turbo cab,
Ugh.
Turbo S cab, a fucking Urus, a Range Rover Sport SVR, and a brand new Bentley, all on the way to work.
That's awesome.
Jesus.
When I tell you there's
that's the
fucking
oil
oil
money.
money, yeah, exactly.
That's the
Yeah,
oil
yeah,
money.
I was gonna say, yeah, oil money.
My dad got oil in the backyard.
Yeah.
Whenever
We ain't
whenever
ever
I
running
drive
out.
Texas tea, black gold.
Yeah.
whenever I drive the GTR to work, which is only on Fridays, really, the only cars that ride my ass when I'm going back home on 65 are Porsches. Why is that?
Yeah.
And they're all 911s. It's not like the SUVs or like a Panamera. Nope, it's just 911s. Came in 4Ss probably. because they're fucking little dick bitches.
Oh,
That's my
why.
opinion.
I don't know
why.
why we want that car.
This is
have
why
my
I
car- my
wanted
car's
Lenny on
like-
the podcast.
Dude,
Fucking
honestly,
Germans,
I
all
can
right?
Legitimately, they're always on
I
my
can
ass.
say in the entire time I've had the GTR, I've really had no one ever tried to race me, like ever.
Race me, they don't. They're just
No.
like
Well, yeah,
up
you
my
don't
ass.
count. You don't count. You don't count.
Amazing.
But no, but I'm like
I
you.
do
Like,
count.
people
I
just like
do
ride
count.
up on you because they're freaking out and they're trying to get like photos of your shit. That stuff freaks me out sometimes, man. Like, there's people that have gotten close to like clipping me or something.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be a little much.
It's insane. Like I've driven behind Mike and I've had somebody come into my lane and almost head-on collision me because they were like breaking their neck at his GTR.
Shit.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I can see that. It's just like something you don't see. Speaking of which, can we talk about that white Land Cruiser Prado that I found today?
That's so
Oh,
sick. That's
dude,
so
that
sick.
Do it.
I'd have to
You
get
You
rid
gotta
of
put
the.
it, you gotta put it up on the screen. You gotta put it up on the screen.
I'd have to get rid of. I'd have to get rid of the fucking the STI, and I'm like almost
everything?
Honestly, if I could be honest here, as the resident JDM hot boy, as you like to call me,
it's true.
And as someone who has imported his own car for a Land Cruiser Prado 3.0 turbo diesel in that condition for 25 grand in Virginia,
It's really cheap.
That's below market. That's all I could say. It's below market.
So here's
Dude, that's
okay. Here
Fucking
she
dope.
is.
You should get it.
Dude.
yes.
Texas.
Yes.
So here's my
I
only
think
here's my
Andrew should
only
buy this.
concern.
Oh,
here's my only
God,
fucking
yes.
concern. My number one concern about this car. Okay.
What?
Texas is very lax on shit.
Okay.
But these taillights are black. That will not pass the safety inspection here. So I'd have to do what I did with my STI, which is put a factory set in. And where the fuck am I gonna get a factory set of
Why
taillights?
can't you just do a fucking
Yahoo
red
Auctions
overlay?
Japan. Easy.
What'd you say?
Or why can't you just do a red overlay?
That's true. I could probably just vinyl wrap them red and then pull it back
So
off.
you can have 7,000 horsepower, but you can't have black taillights.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, what the hell?
It's
You
harder
could-
to see when you brake.
You could probably buy those new from Toyota.
That's true.
Stateside?
That's true.
Or
just have them
Japan.
shipped?
Yeah.
But dude, look at
I know for
clean the
I
interior.
I'm pretty confident that Toyota still makes those
God, that's beautiful.
in
dude.
Japan at least.
That is-
because they
that
have the
is-
35
brand new
edition.
Yeah.
That is gorgeous. Did
35
you go to the
year edition
website and
one.
look at the whole thing?
No, I didn't. I should, but like it's fucking diesel and it's a 7-seater and it's a like
My balls is hot.
they have one of those too, Drew. They have a Hilux Surf diesel. They have one for sale right now.
Dude, so 140K, so that's 70, 80,000 miles. It's a diesel. It's not
No,
even
it's
broken
200.
in
No,
yet.
it's 232K.
Oh, it says verified 144K verified miles.
Yeah, miles, not kilometers.
No, it says kilometers. I'm sorry.
No, it says 144K.
Oh, well, my
verified
bad, my
miles.
bad. I read the
Yeah.
backwards because it's
Which again, for a diesel Toyota, that bitch has got 200 grand in it. Like, I'm not tripping.
At
on that
least.
whatsoever. You know what I mean? That part does not scare me. Actually, nothing about the car scares me.
I mean, availability of parts, though, right?
Hey, Drew, I'd rather have a Hilux.
I mean,
as well.
really, those parts are easy to get.
So
I
the
mean,
drive,
you would be
yeah.
getting it from a different country, but like
Yeah.
they're there.
so like the drivetrain, as far as I know, is just the same Land Cruiser drivetrain we had here. It's the
Uh-huh.
engine being the diesel. We never got the 3.0D stateside.
right.
That would be the issue. I cannot imagine that thing being less reliable than the comparable V8 that the 1UZ that would have come in that car,
Sure.
which is like anybody here who's
Bulletproof.
ever drifted a car that had a 1UZ knows you can beat the fucking shit out of it, and it's a quad cam V8, which should be the least reliable thing on the planet, and it just isn't. So
And it just runs.
yeah. This fool said the Taliban had all the Hiluxes. We're not talking about
Hey.
the Taliban. We're not talking about the Taliban.
They
I'm
do
putting-
have a
I'm
lot of
putting-
Hiluxes.
I'm putting a
They
fucking
do.
I'm putting a hard stop.
They do,
on any
though.
political
They do.
talk. We don't
Dude,
do
they're
that.
fucking going back and sideways and shit, like trying to like get that shit on two wheels.
Right. My favorite fucking meme. My favorite meme is like, you need rear wheel drive to drift. Afghan dude, it's car. It's car.
Or the dudes on the fucking.
Hey, straight up.
Can I just say, personal experience? Those Hilux Surfs are bulletproof
Yes, they are.
in every form of that word.
Yes.
Okay, so personal experience. I know Lenny was not on the ground for this shit, but I watched one take an IED blast in Afghanistan, and it kept going.
Toyota baby, Toyota baby.
And here
Toyota,
we are
going places.
And
Holy shit.
America's like, you know what we need? We need a Hummer. No, you don't. You just need a fleet of fucking Hilux Surfs, baby. That's all
Goddamn
you
straight.
need.
Let's go.
Fucking A. Fucking A.
Chris, you act like you've owned and loved Toyota for like
For
your
like
entire
ever.
life.
This bitch
I'm
is,
in the
yeah.
no. I'm loving it because people have been talking about. It's like, dude, your car's gonna make it 300,000 miles. Like 300,000 miles.
My GX is about to make it
No.
over 200,000 miles.
Yes, I made the great choice.
All right.
Oh no, I
so-
mean, listen, you can't listen. And I had this conversation with one of Jess's coworkers over the weekend. We had to go to this whole work thing. Anyway, the average life expectancy of any Camry, Corolla, 4Runner, Tundra, and Tacoma made in the last 20 years is over
Hi, Lauren.
300,000 miles. Hi, Lauren.
Everybody says hi, Lauren.
Hi, Lauren.
What?
Yeah, no, I mean those. I mean,
Does that
The
make Timmy
Japanese-
Mr. Lauren Blackhurst? Anyway, go ahead.
no, the Japanese make shit to last, dude, and like they make it so like you could even go. I mean, let's be honest. When the first real car I actually got to like probably buy and own was my Civic Si, and bro, I beat the living fucking shit out of that car.
Mhm.
Like. It ran low on oil, put more oil in it. It just like another 30,000 miles. Like those things, like you literally, they're bulletproof cars, and yet it got 30 miles to the gallon. And
I know
like,
somebody that put diesel in a Civic DX and drove it to a gas station to put regular gasoline in it, and the car still ran for another 50,000 miles.
I'm just saying that's
That's
what like
awesome.
legit like you have to really try very hard to break those cars, and I think
So,
that's what
yeah.
always always attracted me to like Japanese cars is like a lot of their
They just
shit is
do
like
shit
really
different. They just-
bulletproof.
Yeah.
Like very well thought through. Like, yeah, you can oil starve this engine and you can still run it for another 70,000 miles. Let's engineer it for that. Like, because they know people are going to neglect their cars. Like, let's be honest, we've all done it. Timmy's blown how many fucking engines now? 3. Timmy's blown 3
Holy
motors.
shit.
Lenny's blown one, I know at least of one.
2?
2.
Fucking
Okay.
Andrew.
I've
Fuck
blown
you,
one.
Andrew.
I've blown one. No. I've blown one and I've put 2 motors in.
I've blown
Kyle's
3.
German, so he says fuck everybody.
Are we talking transmissions as well?
No, we're not going to bring that. in.
I blew 2
That's a
engines.
totally
and
separate-
I
Never
blew
blown
2
transmission.
engines and a transmission.
Never
in my
blew a
circuit.
transmission. Never.
I haven't blown a motor yet, but I have 2 in my garage right now.
But like,
That
it
shows
just goes to
where-
show you,
how,
like
how
the
confident you are.
well, just
I have an extra engine in my garage as well. So, I mean,
well, yeah. We all have extra parts. Let's not be honest.
I know Mike just bought some. Mike just bought some of mine. He just took some
yeah.
of my stash, dude.
Yeah, I did. But like that's what makes JDM cars, I think, like kind of legendary, right? I mean, you can take this little 4-cylinder banger, put a turbo on it, you can go beat the fuck out of it in the mountains, and like it's gonna get you to work most likely on Monday versus Kid's Camaro who half the time fucking starts. You know,
I mean,
Timmy's Audi at some point is gonna blow the
It's
fuck
all right,
up.
kid. Your
and he'll have to
Tacoma
come to
has
me
enough
for a fucking
reliability
motor.
for both your cars. You're fine.
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
yeah.
like
yeah.
and like Kyle at some point just gonna wear the fuck out of that motor. It's gonna blow
Oh,
up.
absolutely.
But
It'll
like
be
for the most
fine.
part, like our younger years in JDM cars, like we could really, I mean, Alex, your
great.
prime example with your 240. I mean, going through fucking LA in traffic, beating the fuck out of it, and for the most part, it still ran for how
And I
long?
used to clutch kick the fuck out of
Yeah,
that thing.
like, and it would take it and just take it and just, yep, let's do it again. Let's do
hold
it
up,
again.
Hold up. Let me just illustrate a point here.
Oh shit.
Raise your hand if you've ever bent the shaft on a slave cylinder. I rest my case. I took it to my homie's shop and I was like, "Hey, can we put it on the rack? It's like it's bleeding like my fucking clutch, which is just brake fluid. I'm like, it's leaking all over the place, right?" And he pulls it out and it's just pissing, and the shaft is coming out like every fucking different angle every time that he pushes the clutch in. And I was like, I'm probably gonna need one of those.
Oh
And
no!
it's just from okay. If anybody in the chat or anybody here has
Oh,
ever
God.
driven like a 91 to 89 to 91 240, which had the single overhead cam KA, so it's a truck engine, right? The Nissan hard body engine. Okay. So tell me that bitch doesn't hit VTEC at 4,000 RPM in fourth. Tell me I'm wrong. Like it just like opens up for like 500 RPM, right?
You can hear it.
So what do you do when you're in a canyon and you're like you have to brake, but you're in between, like you're in between gear, right? Like if you go down to third, it's gonna over rev because they're only good until 55, and if you stay in fourth, you're gonna bog. So what do? You fucking clutch kick the fuck out of that thing after you come around the corner to get the revs back up, and then the rear kind of kicks and it goes like that. Well, then you do that for 30 fucking miles up and downhill.
Or how many nights in a fucking row?
Every Friday for a year and a half. That's how many.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but look how long it took you to fucking break that thing. Like
Oh, but I
that's
broke the fuck. You ever blown an input shaft? Like a whole ass
Fuck
input shaft?
no. Well, yeah, you're
Your
different
words
breed of
scared me,
breaking
sir.
cars.
That transmission, for the record.
Like, okay,
Well
so
done.
here's Lenny's level. Here's Alex's level right below
But
that.
mine
All
was
of us
way
are
less
down here.
expensive. Mine was way less expensive.
Yeah,
for
but
the
he did
record,
his at 200 miles an hour.
That's way cooler. But
Yeah,
for the record,
exactly.
that
Way
transmission,
stupider, I would say.
that transmission had 189,000 miles on it when I blew the
Damn,
input
Jesus
shaft.
Christ.
Yeah.
What?
So, dude, when I bought the car, it had 175,000 miles on it.
Holy shit!
I got it for $3,000. The fuck?
I mean, yeah, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope.
And I still want another one, but I can't get one for less than 8 now. All right, so we talked about the good. We talked about the Z. Now let's talk about the bad and the ugly, and either way you want to get to it. And both of them belong to Acura. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Don't
let's start
do
with
this to me.
we can argue between which is the bad and the ugly. I'm gonna call this the bad, and I'm gonna explain to you why it's bad. So I'm gonna put it on the screen. This is the bad. NSX Type S, the swan song of the current generation NSX. They've finally decided to put a good-looking front end on it, and now they're getting rid of the car.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, let me finish it.
It has more power.
Bad sales. Bad sales.
It has it costs over $200,000.
What?
Yeah.
So here's big brain Acura. We can't sell this thing as it is. Let's finally make it good looking and then make it 30% more expensive. So everybody will continue to not buy it.
Yeah, it's fucking trying to be marketing geniuses and they fail
It's
at
just
it.
it's not fast enough. It doesn't like even I think now it's pushing. I think it's close to 700 horsepower. I think it's close, which is fast, right? But
Okay.
it's $200,000 for an Acura.
So have you seen that meme where it's the old Supra NSX and the GTR, right? And then it's the new GTR, the new NSX, and the new Supra. And like, yeah, the Supra is the most affordable out of the group. It's like 60 grand, and then the GTR is 100 or like 89 for the base. And then you got the NSX, which is over $200,000. And with amount of a downpipe and a tune, those two other cars will walk all over this car.
Yeah, because you still have a hybrid drivetrain. You have to somehow make happy
Correct.
with every
Like,
other fucking
they've
thing you're doing.
never they tried to like I don't know if they tried to like mimic like some of the supercars like the McLaren, the Ferrari, the Porsche, and all of that stuff. Maybe they were trying to mimic like that kind of technology, but dude, that thing sucked. I've driven plenty of those things.
So
Lenny,
if it doesn't here, let me just defend the current gen NSX a little bit.
go for it.
Okay.
Okay.
I've ridden in one. I've sat in one. I was impressed with the way the balance of the car is good. It goes around corners fucking like kind of dumb because it's got electric car things going on. It pulls itself around the corner, right? It can vector the power any which way it needs to do. It's doing all kinds of wizardry. That's fucking cool. And in a vacuum, a 500 horsepower mid-engine hybrid car that can corner like a monster and is fast. It's fast, right? It's not as fast as some other shit, but it's fast. Is great.
Right. Yeah.
If it was 85 grand.
Yeah.
If it was Corvette C8, if this car had come out and you could get one for 85 grand 5 years before the C8 Corvette came out, we'd be talking about the NSX like we currently talk about the C8 Corvette. Like, why is this
Yep.
car so cheap?
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck
Yep.
are you able to get all this
Even-
performance for this kind of money? And the main reason why, let me finish. The main reason why
Go.
is that when it came out, it's still like it had a fucky kind of look because they were doing the guillotine grill
Yeah.
thing still, right?
Yeah.
But like, it wasn't ugly. It just wasn't as cool as it could have been.
Correct.
But you get on the inside and it looks like a fucking MDX in there,
Yep.
Yeah.
right? Like it has the
Yep.
weird button shifter thing that Acura
Yep.
does, which I don't know. Oh, we lost Chris. What else is new? Just buy a webcam.
It's like if you're gonna spend 200 plus on an Acura
It should-
NSX, I'd buy a 5-year-old 911 turbo for 140.
Here
Can-
we go.
It's not
Yep,
about
yep.
German
Yep.
cars.
Even-
I'm just
Lenny,
saying the
yeah.
value is just stupid.
Even
it's
then,
not.
if the NSX would have came out at even 120, 125,
Which is Corvette Z06 territory. Totally fine.
correct. That with the performance you get out of that car and the amount of money you spend, horsepower, dollar wise, all that sense, you could justify that. The problem is you cannot justify a $200,000+
Well, you-
Acura NSX versus if you were to go buy a hopped up again German car, Turbo S, even if you went and bought a McLaren. I mean, because you can get a used McLaren for that kind of dollar amount. It's
Right.
not gonna be a comparable performance level
When this car,
for
let
that
me,
kind
let
of
me
money.
put this whole thing to bed. And Lenny,
for it.
I'm sorry, Lenny keeps trying to say something, but so it was like 150 when it first came out, right?
Okay.
At that time, you could buy an R34 for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll
can't-
say
can't
I'll
now.
play
You can't
devil's
now.
advocate real quick on that.
Yeah.
Like, there are not many people that were willing to buy an R34 in Japan, keep it in storage with someone you've never met for 8-10 years.
If there's companies for
Like-
that, like Top Rank does it. You know what I mean?
You're right, but like really it's a lot of trust that you're placing on a company or an entity to stay in business and to keep that money there.
That's I mean
Like-
that's also fair. The only reason I say Top Rank is that they've been at this shit for a minute. I don't think they're going anywhere. They seem to be doing pretty well on both sides of the shore. You know what I mean? So like, but
I
you-
remember
to your point, you
when I
never know.
talked-
You never know.
When I talked to
Can I-
Brian down there, dude, like
no,
what you
let-
see on Instagram
Lenny's
is like,
trying to talk. We brought him on there.
No, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine,
No,
it's
I
fine.
want to hear what Lenny has to say. He's got all the insight. You've been through this whole thing before, so what do you,
Yeah. true.
No, I'm gonna let Mike finish the Top Rank story. 'Cause
I'm gonna let you finish.
curious
I'm
to-
gonna let you finish.
For
But
both of you, did you see what Julio said?
Julio,
Julio?
Acura saw Lexus charge 350
Oh,
grand for an
facts.
LFA and thought they damn.
That's what
Facts.
happened.
That's how it
That's
goes.
Oh,
what
Lenny was
happened.
going with it. That's why Lenny should have won it. See? God damn it, Lenny.
Yep.
What I was gonna say is that I think the reason why Acura, not Honda, marketed and pushed this new NSX because they saw what Toyota North America did with the LFA, and that was a limited run, which is what Acura fucked up on. I think is that they made too many and they didn't like make it exclusive enough for people to really want to pay that price. Because like you think about it, like whenever Porsche, McLaren, or Ferrari say, "Hey, we're doing this new car and it's only gonna be a limited run," and hey, by the time we announce it,
It's already sold.
it's already sold out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
because everybody who like we knew would buy one, we told them a week ago.
Like
that was the same thing with the LFA, and Toyota hit the nail on the head on with that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wait,
but you really
wait.
think LFA like was successful?
It wasn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
it was not.
No, it
there was
wasn't.
still
The
there was
LFA
still one for sale
flopped.
18 months ago.
Flop.
where?
Really?
The
Please,
LFA
brand new.
I will
flopped.
put
It's-
a loan
it's the
out right now
same-
and buy it.
It's the same problem with the NSX as it was the LFA. Other than production numbers, like Lenny pointed out, like the LFA was very exclusive. But what you paid for it, $350,000.
And here's the nail in
Was
the
a
coffin.
Symphony.
No,
No.
it was. But let me explain something to you. When the LFA came out, guess what also came out that year?
Hmm.
The R35 GTR for $8,000,
Oh.
and it was faster, and it handled
Correct.
better.
And half the
Like,
price.
Yep.
The
Less
LFA
than half
looked
the price. It's
amazing.
not even
It
a third of the
sounded
price.
great.
More than
Like,
half
don't
the
get me
price.
wrong. You could, and then this maybe sounds bad, but you can compare the LFA to the R8 in a certain fashion. When that car was released, the R8 was not fast. It was quick. It was not fast.
But it was
It was
interesting.
performance
and it
of
had
a
gated
Carrera.
shifter, and it's like
It looked like a supercar because of one, the
Mm.
Iron Man movie. Let's be
Right.
honest about it. That
Yeah.
jettisoned that car into
Yo,
that kind of
Marvel
super
did
status.
wonders for Audi sales. Just saying.
Correct, they did, and it sounded good. It looked good going down the road, but the performance wasn't there. The
Mm.
LFA, what you're spending for the performance of that car, there's so many more cars you could buy and still have probably $100,000 to $150,000 in the bank
I mean, you could
and
buy,
go
listen,
buy
a
something
brand new
else.
R35
True.
in 08 or whenever. I think it was 05 actually. Was 85 grand because they didn't have a Nismo, they didn't have a black edition, they
true.
didn't have that shit.
That's
It was
very true. Yep.
$85,000 for a car that did 0 to 60 at the time. Like I think it was 4.2 the first year it came out.
Right.
Mhm.
Right? Stock.
Yep.
Right?
And the LFA was what? It
350.
was
0 to 60. It was 0 to 60. It was
Oh.
similar. It was similar time. It was similar
Yeah.
time.
So basically, you buy yourself a GTR and a 911, and you have
Right.
fun
You buy
instead
yourself a
of buying
GTR in a
Yeah,
fucking
but-
house. What are you talking about?
But-
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, the
Well,
way
you
the
already
way
have the house.
the way
Wait. Hold
the
on.
way Lexus marketed the LFA, I mean, it was more of an art piece because I'm like they went
Yeah.
heavy into the sense of like
Yep.
we had our exhaust tuned by Yamaha.
Yeah,
You know,
100%.
no
Yeah.
one does
Which
that.
people
No
sleeps
one
on that. Which
does
people
that.
sleep on that because the last person that did that was Ford with the Taurus SHO, and that shit sounded money as fuck. Just saying.
Yes, it did.
Fucking right.
But here's where I really think Lexus fucked up. Okay, and this is where I really think they fucked up. It took them 10 years to develop the LFA.
Mhm.
They out Lexus themselves, right? They took that maniacal attention to detail, and I mean the LFAs are apparently incredibly reliable. Like you can beat the
Very.
fuck out of them forever, and they don't care. They sound amazing. Everybody that's driven it say it's one of the best cars ever. Period. In a vacuum. But if you're actually going to pay money for it, it's so much money, and you couldn't even buy it. You had to lease it. That's the thing people forget. You could not
Yeah.
buy an LFA. You had to lease the LFA because they didn't
Wait,
want
what?
them. You got to remember
Wait,
this
what?
is what. Yeah, you had to
Yeah.
lease one. You could not buy
You
it.
had to lease
So
one. You
this
couldn't
was
buy it.
this
What?
was this was the beginning, the very beginning of secondhand flipping supercars, right? So that's when Ferrari with the Enzo had just come out, and Ferrari had did the thing that there was like 14 prior Ferraris you had to own before you could even be on the list for an Enzo, and you couldn't sell it
Correct.
for X amount of years, right? So this was Lexus's way of preventing them from skyrocketing even more in price from people flipping them, right? And it started with when the 4GT first came out, the old 4G, the last gen 4GT.
Mhm.
People started flipping them instantly, and they were tripling, quadrupling in price. Like, I mean, that's why they're worth more today than they were when they came out, right? Like,
Correct.
and that's why when the new GT came out, you know, they were like, you can't sell this car for 2 years. XYZ. John Cena got sued, whatever. So it was a $350,000 car you had to lease. So you're staring down the barrel of like a $7,000 a month car payment for a car that you don't get to keep.
Yep.
Correct.
Right?
I
You have
didn't
an
know
op-
that.
Yeah, you have an
So you
option
could
to
not
buy,
buy
at
it
the
out
end.
after lease.
You could.
I mean, yeah,
but,
you would
but
buy
you
it
have
at
to
the
think
end.
about what do you think the lease structure, what do you think the money factor is on a fucking LFA?
Fucking
Gross.
Yeah, but someone who's
You
buying a
probably still owe
$350,000
Yeah,
car
well,
doesn't think about that shit.
You probably still owe
let's be honest.
320 grand after 3 years. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
it's like you
Yeah,
get-
but the car was worth $600,000 by the time they got out of the lease, so it didn't matter for the people who actually
right,
had
but
to
now
pay
the
the
people,
and
right,
I
but
mean,
now there's even fewer
finance
buyers.
savvy guy,
Correct.
but any finance savvy guy that would enter into that lease would just probably pay it off within the first 3 months, as the contract would probably dictate.
I would
you could do
I
that.
would.
And then you would
could
pay
do
no
a-
interest on it for 3 weeks, for 3 years.
That's not how that works with leases, though. Leases are a fixed cost. It doesn't matter if you pay them all up front or at the end of 3 years. The only way you get out of
It's still
anything,
lease.
yeah, anything cheaper on a lease is if you do a one pay. You generally get a break, which is paying the entire cost of the lease up front, and that'll save you a
Oh.
percentage. But anything other than that, it's not like a finance deal where you can pay it off early and save yourself some cash. The lease cost with the lease cost with the lease cost when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I would imagine that most of those dudes that bought that car, or at least
I'm
that
Actually,
car,
most of that dudes didn't buy that car.
Really?
Really?
Those people just
I
didn't.
bet.
That's why you had so many issues with it. But so what my point was, what I think they fucked up is they developed this amazing engine and transmission, and they did fuck all with it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They put it
Yeah.
in the LFA and they walked away from it. You look at BMW, on the other hand, who develops a twin turbo V12. They put it in a bunch of shit. They're like, oh, let's make a V10 for a race car. You know what else would be sick? If we put it in a 5 Series,
Correct.
right? So if
Well,
you
Toyota-
know,
put it nothing.
Toyota and Lexus always said that the LFA was an exercise, an experiment, and that was
Yeah.
about it.
right,
like,
and that's
there
great,
was-
but
there
you're
was-
telling me you wouldn't have taken an LS with a fucking 5-liter V10 and a 8-speed manual and an 8-speed automatic transmission? Like that shit would have fucked hard. Like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
But they look
mean,
at how many they could actually sell, and I could see them not selling a ton of it. I mean, you look at what happened with Lexus and their F Sports. They used to push that stuff hardcore. Like they're getting into performance.
but again,
co-
it's like there's nothing
they weren't
special
that
about
great.
those cars. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
Correct.
you have this amazing engine, a 550 horsepower, flat plane crank, dry sump V10, right? And granted, it's expensive, but you could probably figure out a way to make it cheaper. That's right. Yeah,
Like Toyota.
Julio's right. Yeah, they were still in F1. That V10 was the dominant engine in fucking F1, whatever. But if you're tell me you could like, you know, an LS or a GS, it's like, oh, you can go get a GS with an F1 engine in it.
Yeah, they did pull out.
I think that's the thing that boggles me the most is like,
Does it
for
put your mom in a
such-
bottle?
well, I mean, like the whole fact that Toyota has like such a big racing input, like they run like endurance races like every year.
Mm-hmm. And it just stays on the race side. Like it's not
Yeah,
like
it
doesn't
stays on
go
the race
anywhere.
side.
Well,
It never
and what's
transfers
crazy?
over to the-
What's crazy about that is like in America, you don't really hear about that shit. You don't hear about the Toyota's endurance races. You don't hear about like the
Nah.
off-road stuff. You don't hear about like they literally develop
The Le Mans
cars.
class they have.
Yeah, like you don't,
Wow.
all you think about in America for Toyota is Camry, Tacoma, Avalon,
Prius.
Prius, bullshit. Like you do think of
They're
a very
fucking-
reliable car that's built to last for fucking 400,000 miles.
As
Yeah.
a company, they're ruthlessly pragmatic.
Yeah.
Ruthlessly pragmatic, right? To the point where it's like Toyota's like, we're gonna get back in the supercar game. Here's a BMW Z4.
I still kind of want it. Is it gross? It's like I still kind of want
It
it.
is gross, and I'm gonna tell you why. Is that
No.
I've been watching long-term reviews of this car. Okay, like the car comes out and it's hype, right? And then it's like you watch people and they do their first drives, and Toyota did this thing where it's like when you originally test drove the new Supra, all these like journalists and stuff, they just went and test drove the new Supra. Well, it's cool in a vacuum, but like when these manufacturers let you test like other shit at the same time, then you really get a good idea of what this car performs like, right? When out there out in the wild, all these people are driving these cars like next and after other cars, and it's like
Yeah.
this thing's fucking trash.
Yep.
Like for what it is and what it costs and what it does, it's just like it's not fucking worth $50,000. It's not $50,000 worth of car.
Dude,
Neither
I will
is the
say this,
Z4.
though.
To be fair, like the Z4 is not a great car in my opinion either. But
TJ Hunt's when it was fucking orange, that shit slapped as hard
it
as
was
fuck.
cool.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
cool looking.
That was
I'm
cool
not
as
gonna
fuck.
say it. I do think they're cool looking. I think wide body they're fucking sick. I think even a narrow bodied with a good set of wheels and the OG like super spoiler, they look fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But for $50,000, I'd rather save 10 and get a new Z.
Yeah.
Again, that goes back to what you were talking about though, with the whole they picked parts that worked because they weren't going to develop something new. And I think that's what you're going to see going forward. You're going to see everybody pull parts from different areas or different manufacturers or whatever you want to call it and put a car together, because anymore developing gas motors or transmissions, I mean, and that's why manual is dying. How do you improve a manual gearbox
It's
anymore?
the same thing with engine development, to your point. Like we're kind of hitting that wall where it's like you can't
Right.
make them any better. Like you know what I mean?
No.
This is kind of just what they are.
The
Like,
only
this
way
is
you've
as
made
good
them
as
better
we
is
get.
to actually make them smaller and add external power
Power
mods
adders,
to the cars.
But
That's
it's
the
like,
only way you
fuck
rev
you fucking pussy.
fucking Camaro ass.
You add
driving
auto rev
bitch.
match.
This is why your car doesn't start because it's mad at you for
Yeah.
using auto rev match.
Yeah. That's why it doesn't start all
Drive
the
me
time.
like a real
Bunch of
man,
haters.
Dad.
You guys
Yeah.
hating.
Whatever, bitch. At least I can
No,
heel
but-
toe. Anyway.
Yeah, bitch.
I forgot how to.
No, it just goes to show you that, like, I think the next 5 to 10 years, you're gonna see tons of this. You're gonna see. I mean, I remember going to a dealership when I was younger, trying to buy a car. I was trying to buy a fucking Scion. Jesus fuck. And
There's a new 86, by the way.
yeah,
If anybody
This
cares.
gangster.
Looks good.
Looks like, it's like
It
no,
does.
there was it was a Dodge product, and the dude's like, oh yeah, it's a Mitsubishi. I'm like, what the fuck are you
Oh
talking
yeah,
about?
the
It's not-
fuck. What the fuck was it?
and he pops the hood, and
Got a
no
Mitsubishi engine.
fucking joke, it has a Mitsubishi engine in the Dodge, and you're like, well,
It
that's
was like
kind of
the-
smart.
It
But
was like
that's smart.
What
That's
was
smart
it called?
business.
It's gonna kill me. It's gonna kill. This shit's gonna kill.
It wasn't a
It-
Taurus. It was.
No, it was. Oh, of course, that's a Ford. But no, there's nothing wrong with parts
yeah,
manufacturers
you're right, sorry.
sharing cars. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't fundamentally have an
Good
issue.
job, Lenny.
I don't fundamentally
Good
have
job,
an issue with
Had to get it back, you know.
yeah. Like BMW makes a great straight six. They do.
Yes.
And I do think that
Yes.
if you have a Supra, it has to have a straight six. Like it has to. You cannot put any other engine in that. Thank you, Julio Dodge Talent.
Yeah.
You can't
Oh,
put any. You
yeah.
can't put anything else in a Supra other than a twin turbo straight six. Period. That's what it has to be, right? But it's like I would rather them.
That's all-wheel drive turbo Eclipse.
It was an Eagle
Yep.
Talon, not a Dodge Talon.
Yep.
Ego talent.
Oh, you're
buy
right.
the engine. Buy
100%.
the engine. Buy the engine. Buy the transmission. Buy the diff. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Right. Everything else should be Toyota.
Oh, that.
Right. But it's like the
That'll never
interior.
happen, though.
Of course not. But that's the problem. And I think that comes from Toyota gave up on performance cars a long time ago. A long time ago. Right. Versus Nissan, who has still had a Z. They had a lapse, but they still had a Z, so they had their own parts bin to pull from to build a chassis, and they had Infinity, and they've been doing all these things, right? So they kind of make this amalgam of stuff. Whereas Toyota said, that doesn't sell. We're not going to do that anymore.
Mhm.
And then they're like, we're going to do it again, but we don't have anything to do it with, so we're just going to buy that and put a body on it.
I think
Countach the
Toyota's
Supra.
focus. I think the Toyota's focus is other than the sports car supercar market. Because I mean, if you look at
Yeah,
what
for
they're
sure.
doing with the GR Yaris,
It's
Yeah,
fucking
that's
cool.
true.
Well, we're not getting it.
That's true.
that's rally
No.
though. That's WRC stuff.
I mean, we're gonna
Yeah,
get
we-
we're allegedly gonna get a Rolla with that drivetrain, which I'm here for. That's fine. A Rolla hatch with that drivetrain. I'm cool with that. If that's the best thing we get, that's the closest thing we get. I'll take it. It's like 300 pounds heavier, but whatever, right?
Weak ass Yaris.
Well,
That
so
weekend
the-
Yaris
that's
could run
yours.
you over.
well, so I guess there's a GR Yaris or a version, a TRD version that's only
Yeah.
JDM.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
3-cylinder turbo, 320 horsepower all-wheel drive, which is
Right.
fucking rad.
which is the one I'm referring to when I say
Right.
the GR Yaris, not the
Yeah.
whatever North America gets, because who cares?
Piece of shit.
Pretty much.
Well, I mean, to Lenny's point though, I mean, like, with Japan getting all this cool shit, like, aren't our smog laws like dependent on like what auto manufacturers do? Just because like we're such a defining like.
Listen, there's
And
corporate
it-
average. There's
it-
corporate average fuel economy standards, right? There's carbon. There's total manufacturer carbon footprint. And if any brand on this planet can sneak some shit in, it's fucking Toyota.
Correct.
Yeah,
But if you
Yeah,
really
is
if you
it
really
though?
look at what Toyota and other car manufacturers have really created in the motorsports space in the last few years, like we're talking 1.3 liter turbo Le Mans engine cars that producing like 600
yeah.
huge. Yeah,
huge amounts of power, like 3-cylinder 1.3 liter, like Renault, Nissan, Toyota.
Well, there was that little 3-cylinder engine that Nissan made that made 400 horsepower and was like this big. It was
Right.
naturally aspirated.
Yep.
Just little, yeah, right. Revved to like a billion or whatever. Yeah.
So you guys were saying before that there are limitation. We've reached the limitations of the internal combustion engine. I would say yes, but like what these manufacturers have shown us in the recent past, maybe we're thinking in the wrong sort of
Wrong direction.
perspective.
Yeah. That's a fair
That's
point.
very true.
That's a very fair point.
That's a
Yeah.
very fair
Yeah.
point. I mean, you like you said to your point, like, I mean, dude, if you could have a 400 horsepower engine that you could literally hold.
There's
in your
no
fucking
way that
arm-
In
thing
one
is
hand?
ever street
Like two
legal.
hands?
That thing, like, you get that's
But,
like.
Well, I mean, well, then that's when the regulations need to change and the
Well, no, it's
laws
not-
need to change,
it's-
right?
it's
Because
not-
I mean,
well, okay, like,
those
that's not happening.
those engines
Never
are
happening.
more fuel efficient.
I
more
live
better-
in
better for the-
California. It
Also
ain't ever
just
gonna
let it- yeah.
change.
Here's the other thing too that you have to remember though, Lenny, and you probably know this better than anybody. Okay, that
True.
400 horsepower 3-cylinder engine is a race engine, and a lot of people don't understand. They're like, so what? It's reliable. You running at high revs forever for like hours and hours and hours. Yeah, and that's fine. No, that is what they do, but that means they can't idle. That means they're
Okay.
not used to living in low revs, right? They need to be hot because the tolerances literally sync up to that operating condition, right?
That is
Everything
true,
has been
yeah.
optimized to be running max tilt. So if you detune it for the street, now it's another 130 horsepower 3-cylinder engine because it needs to be
Yep.
running at that point, and it will not be reliable driving around town. Like you can't sit there and idle that engine; it'll fucking grenade itself, right? It's the same thing with.
That's a good point.
It's the same thing with you look at F1,
Valid.
like literally look at
Valid.
F1 engines, like they
F1
don't
does not auto.
right, they start them 3 seconds before the light goes green because any more than that and you're fucking done.
That's all.
You know what I mean? Like that's it. It's start it, tree, go, done. And then just ring it.
No, yeah,
And
that's a very good point. That's valid.
So that's the whole thing, right? It's like so you end up in the space of like, Mercedes has a 350 horsepower turbo 4-cylinder. Sick. That's sick. It's probably the most you're going to get out of it from the factory ever, right? I would say the 400 to 450 horsepower range is the most you'll ever see out of a 4-cylinder factory turbo.
Yeah,
Just because
that's fair.
they can't make it reliable, they can't make it legal, right? Like, I mean, Subi's at 400 horsepower out of a 2-liter turbo right now with the F8 or 2.4-liter turbo. It's probably as good as it gets.
Yeah, that's pushing it probably.
And that's all the new technology, DI, variable valve timing, the whole fucking 9 yards, right? Dual scroll turbo, twin scroll turbos with variable fucking vanes and all the other shit. You're just kind of like, this is what we got, man. And at least for now, it doesn't get any better, and there's less and less impetus to make it any better. Because now you're throwing money at something that's like, we got like 15 years of this shit left, and then they're gonna stop making them, right? So, what do you keep doing? Like, I mean, again, Mercedes-Benz ended their, gasoline engine production program 2 years ago. They're just using what they already have.
You know what? I've just decided that I'm running for president.
Running in 2024.
I will vote for you,
gas
Lenny.
station on
I'm right
every
here with you,
corner.
buddy. Right here with you,
100
buddy.
octane
Gas
in
station on every gas
Race-
station on
race
every
fuel,
corner. Race
yeah.
fuel. Race
Right.
fuel for every household.
Yes. So
That's maximum
Go ahead.
mic drop. It's like my president drives a GTR.
I mean, that's my
Boom.
vote. There. You got my vote. He's got my
You
vote.
got my vote right here, right
You got
now.
my vote.
Thank
Lenny
you.
2024. Dude, we need to make a Lenny 2024 shirt. After
Oh
the
my
round.
God,
What's
yes.
it, Lenny 2032?
No, Lenny 2024.
Lenny 2032.
No, I'd pick you over either party. Can we be the fuck? We'll be the brown
Well, no,
party, the
that's
gasoline
a double
party.
entendre on 32, right?
Oh,
Hell
that's
yeah.
fucking super cute. All right, so we got the good, we got the good, we got the bad. Now let's get to the ugly. If everybody who watched the episode last time saw me absolutely fucking salivating over that Integra render.
Nah.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. Let's just do it. Rip the band-aid.
Hit us,
So-
Chief.
Rip the band-aid.
So this is what Acura posted 72 hours after that render went viral. Okay.
I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Wait,
Let's
wait.
see it.
That's a
it a
TLX
shot.
with Integra embossed into the fucking bumper. That's what that is. You can see the Acura grill. Right? The new Acura grill right here. This is what they have. It's fucking gross. Now, was I a little naive in thinking that they're gonna do some super heritage, right? They're gonna do this thing which we all want, which is this amalgam of like a DC4 ITR and like an RSX, right? Like, is that what we? Yeah, I was probably wishful thinking. Did I think it was gonna
Very.
be this bad? I was hoping for better. And here's the thing that's even worse. Now, Motor Trend talked to, I can't remember the dude's name, who is like the head of Acura, right? And this is mainly a stateside project. Obviously, there will be a Honda version for the Japanese market, but it's like apparently mainly a stateside thing. It is going to be entry level. It's going to be the cheapest car that Acura makes under the ILX, which is basically a churched up Civic. So it will be a budget car. There will be a Type S. The Type S will probably have a CTR engine, right? Because it just makes sense to put something they already make. They already make the K20A fucking 74, whatever the fuck. This 350 horsepower turbo 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's where it gets bad. It's probably going to, the top spec version is probably going to be all-wheel drive. It's probably going to be SH all-wheel drive. The rear axle is probably going to be electric, which means it's going to be heavy.
Mm.
Okay. Which means it's going to be everything that we don't want in an Integra. What do we want? We want either
Lightweight.
lightweight turbo 4 or light rate high rev NA.
Mhm.
6-speed manual, very base interior, right? Lenny, would you like to share with the class?
Oh yes, he would.
I'm sorry to interrupt really abruptly here, but like what I'm seeing is a pattern that Acura North America is
Shitting the bed.
shitting the bed on these remakes.
Yep.
And it's not Honda,
Exactly.
Acura.
So here's
Yeah.
the other thing. Here's the
And
other
it's an
thing.
Integra, not a Honda Integra. It's an Acura Integra.
So to put the nail in the coffin and really add to your point, in the same conversation, in the same article I read, they were talking about the NSX. Obviously, the Type S is the swan song for the NSX, which is what we were all led to believe. It's the swan song for this generation of NSX. There will be another NSX. And guess what
God,
that's
no.
going to be?
All electric.
No. 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 I won't accept it.
Don't
I
get me
wanna see
wrong. No, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I want everybody who's watching, everybody who's listening to this, I want you guys to go to Motor Trend. I want you to read all their coverage on their Rivian truck. Okay? Because it's incredible the things these people are saying. And they put all their truck guys on it. Okay? It does 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. It rock crawls better than a Wrangler Rubicon. It does all this shit because you have to think. You don't have a transfer case. You don't need locking rear diffs. You have 4-wheel independent motors that can constantly vary torque. They can prevent slip. So in a wheeling situation, when you have a flat bottom with no diffs hanging down and wheels that can individually control what they need to do, that's optimal fucking
That's
situation
off-roading
for
Yeah.
4-wheeling. Period. Right? And it totals 11,000 pounds. Do I think that, we've said it a million times, I don't have a problem with electric cars. They're fucking cool. But if you have, the one thing that American brands do well is they understand what a name means to buyers.
Right.
Other than the Charger, because that still pisses me off that it's 4 doors. But Camaros.
But they have the Challenger.
Right. But exactly. Camaros, Mustangs, Challenger. Front engine, rear wheel drive, V8, and get it with a manual. Dumbass amount of power, loud as fuck. They do burnouts, sick, right? Camaro and Chevy and Ford decided to make them actually decent handling platforms at the same time. Dodge said, "Fuck it, we're gonna go really fast in a straight line." Fair, right? But they understand the Japanese brands, other than Nissan, which is I've been a Nismo kid my whole life, so the hit's real good. Toyota and Honda, and to Lenny's point, Acura, they're shitting the bed with taking nameplates that we all care about or attached to our childhood, right? We have very strong emotional ties to these cars. They're just ruining them. If you want to make a mid-engine hybrid supercar, Acura, do it. Like fucking do it. Just don't call it an SX.
Because I mean, really, we all think Acura Integra here in the US, the USDM Acura Integra is just really, that was a literal clone, albeit without the front end of it, a Honda Integra of the time.
Yeah.
Honda Integra Type R,
Yeah, I mean, and like we got one gen of CTR, right? We got the RSX Type S, which is still a slept-on platform. That DC5 is fucking sick. It's a great car. I had one. Yeah. I didn't have a Type S, but it was a great car. I couldn't afford when I was poor. What are you gonna do?
I always wanted a DC5.
It's a fucking cool car, and the interior is super sick, and they're still light. If you get a K20, which is a great engine, right? So I mean, there's 6-7 horsepower fucking RSX Type S's out there. It's reliable as shit.
Dude, I was a kid that chased fucking Integra, fucking what was it?
GSR.
GSR.
Yeah.
I chased those cars forever, man. I love those cars.
They're
like,
sick.
and now for you to come back and bring the Integra back as like a entry level bullshit. I mean, granted, back in the day, it was entry level.
The entry level is not the problem. The entry level is not the problem. It's
not the problem, but it's like with the engine development, right? You don't just don't pull shit from stuff that you have. Like for all of us guys that grew up in the 90s and we saw these Integras rolling around, like I always loved it. I always wanted one. I wanted to be a part of that culture. Like I love that stuff, right? That's what got me to JDM cars. But like,
That's right. B18C1.
Dude,
That's what's up.
don't fucking pull
Yeah.
this shit from the
So-
fucking ILX and like put like an Integra badge on it and like, oh yeah, it's a new. Don't
No, it
do
just
that.
looks, and here's the thing. It's like, they're saying there's going to be a 4-door. I don't have a problem with that. There was a 4-door Integra. That's cool. That's fine.
LSV Tech. Yes.
So, but here's my thing: is that you have a Civic Type R, and a Civic Type R is a great car. That
Yes.
new Civic Type R is a great car. That is probably the pinnacle of factory front wheel drive performance.
There's a champagne white one that lives down the street.
It's so sick.
Oh my god, I want it so bad.
Like I said, it's probably the modern pinnacle of factory front wheel drive performance. Is the new
Yeah.
CTR, right?
Yeah.
It's Kyle, before you get upset, I understand the GTI is great, but it doesn't make 350 out of the box. That's all I'm saying.
It
Facts.
doesn't. Not yet.
Not yet. But no, real talk. Give it time. They're getting fucking close. I mean, the Golf R is 350, right? So, if they would have given everybody what they wanted, which is, I understand that it's not like in the vein of the Acura brand because the Acura brand is supposed to be the luxury Honda. But if they gave everybody what they wanted and they just said, we're making one Integra, okay? Making one version of the Integra. It's going to be the Type R. We're going to make, 10,000 of them a year. And it's like the Z28. AC and a stereo are an option. There's no back seat. It comes with a 6-speed manual and the K20R, and that's the car. Buy it or don't. Right?
Yep.
It's a chassis job. It's a chassis body job, so it's cheap. Right? You're putting less shit in it, so it's easier to manufacture. You're developing new front rear bumpers, new fenders, new quarters, head and tail lights. Send it. Everything else is off the shelf parts.
They'll
Yep.
sell 20,000 units.
Right? Like no sound deadening, super
That's the
thin
problem.
plastic door panels, all that shit. Sell the car. People
You,
would
you'll,
buy
se-
it.
you'll sell 20,000 units maybe.
Perfect.
Can I
That's
just,
all-
can
you
I
know
just
what I mean?
say that is
But to-
what Toyota Japan did to the new 86 in Japan?
Really?
They're 8 months after the release of the new 86 in Japan.
Oh, yeah, they had that tofu version thing. Yeah, and it was super stripped out. Yeah.
They released a track ready, stripped out version, no AC, no radio,
No front painted bumper.
no front painted bumper. Yes,
Or
exactly.
rear painted bumper. Yeah.
Yep. My buddy Bob, who's still in Japan, he bought a first generation 86 launch edition, like one of the first ones off the line, right? He regrets. I guess not too much to this day because we've all grown up, and so he's not so much into racing. But right after his purchase of the 86, he tracked the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Then they came out with that, and he's like, "Oh man, I wish I had it because then I would track it more."
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's perfect. So, and I think
And it was
that's
perfect, and it was less money too.
yeah, they did it right. It's like, hey, we're gonna charge you less money for less shit. So like,
Yeah.
right. And it's less for us to do. Like all we have to do is build less of a car, right? And you can do at that
Yeah.
point you can do that shit order only, right? It's like we're already
Yep.
building the regular ones. Oh, you want to track one? Cool, it'll be 6 weeks because we gotta, pull one aside and do less to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like just
Right.
fucking send it to you.
And like the pattern again is that these North American brand entities are doing these remakes, and they're just shitting the bed because
they're
all they're
just
thinking
doing-
is the money, not really for the
You're
namesake,
just
not for the
fucking
brand, not for the
doing too
nameplate.
much. You're doing more than is needed of you.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, we're gonna make it
100%.
hybrid and all-wheel drive. Nobody wants that. If you want to make a hybrid all-wheel drive two-door sport coupe Integra, I'm for that. I'm not mad if it's you know what I mean. Like I'm cool with that. Just don't call it an Integra, dude, because it's not what it is.
I
Right.
agree.
Right?
Just don't
Right.
use the name. Just don't use the name. Yeah, exactly.
Make it an ILX Type S. Right.
Why not bring back the Integra Type R? Why not bring back the GSR? Why not bring back all of that stuff? I mean, there'd be a market
Yeah.
for it because you think about the gas friendly
Fuck
cars
off,
anymore are like fucking German. They're fucking
Mhm.
German. There's no
There we
market in the
go.
US.
It's always
There's
about the 1 hour and 53-minute mark. We start. First of all, we
No.
also need to wrap this up. We can go for a minute, but
Yeah, we do.
um,
But there's no other market Japanese other than the fucking Prius and Toyota, and they have their Camrys and their bullshit. Like Acura kind of fell off that game, right?
Yeah.
Acura has like disappeared in a performance game that
And-
they kind of had a handle on for a minute.
And the funny thing is like I have memed Nissan for the 370Z for so long because it was the only car you could buy in 2021 that didn't have an infotainment system.
Right.
No
Claiming
multimedia.
them for a while.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
You spoke that one into existence.
I
Didn't you?
did. Fuck, and you know what? I'll do that shit again. So I'm gonna meme Acura. Hopefully, if I meme Acura long enough for making shitty Integra clones, we'll get a real Type R.
Right.
On a good note, the last thing we're end up is there is a bright spot in the Japanese universe, and it is the GT86/BRZ. That is the one new car that has come out that they continue to like. The new one they've gotten rid of the torque flop, right? Which if anybody's ever driven like an old FRS or BRZ, like it has a real like nasty fucking torque dip.
Yes, it
Real-
does.
We were
yeah.
talking about it with Eric today. Me and
Yeah,
Chris.
it's real bad. So
Chris and I.
they did. It doesn't make a ton more power in the new one, but the power band is a lot smoother and it's a lot more consistent, right? It's still a decent looking car. It's the same chassis. They've retuned it. The interior is a little bit nicer. It hasn't gotten any more expensive. It hasn't really gained any weight. You know what I'm saying? And so there's nothing in here, but whatever. We have that going for us. There's one Japanese sort of quote unquote hero car, right? Front engine, rear wheel drive, light, small car. That's it. That's all we got.
It looks like a Honda Accord coupe.
You just ruined that car for me because I haven't even thought about it.
I'm
on that
thinking
car.
about it. Think about it.
I haven't
Think
even
about
thought about it. I'm not even gonna
Done.
bring it up.
Done.
Everybody go look at the new FT86/BRZ. Chris just ruined it. I haven't even thought about an Accord coupe in like 5 years.
Yeah, that's why they brought it back.
That's like saying, "Oh, hey,
Good timing.
here's
You're-
my new
you're
kid.
welcome.
Look, isn't he cute? Yeah, that's weird. He kind of looks like the mailman. That's what you just did to me right now."
Yeah, you're welcome. And you're welcome again.
Yeah, fucking. This is why we can't have nice things. Go drive your fucking Tacoma to a
That's why we
Taco
can't
Bell.
have nice things, Chris. That's why we can't have nice things. Damn it, kid.
I was trying to leave on a positive note after shitting on Japanese car manufacturers
Right?
for so long.
On a
Yeah,
positive note,
I thought the
if
title was
anybody
JDM
wants-
Legends. We shit on them all day.
Yeah, no, really. But it's hey, listen. If you love something, you have to be critical of it. I
Yes,
love
do we-
Japanese cars, but I have to
Do we
be
shit on
critical.
it because of the alcohol we drank?
No, I felt all, dude. Okay, you guys that listen to this know that I was like fucking had the biggest stiffest boner for that ITR rendering from the last episode.
Yeah.
Yes,
When
Oh, yeah.
this fucking picture came out, I put
Did
it
you
in the
cry?
driver chat. No, I remember I
Did you
put it in the
cry?
driver and I was like, they fucking ruined it. So I was like literally internally
Why? Like
upset.
I read it and I watch you go. Like I watch you look at the picture and go.
Toronto. No, I lost it.
No.
I stand by my statement that it looks like the really bad 2000s Fast and Furious bumper.
Yeah.
It does
Yeah.
look like it. Come on,
What?
you gotta admit
the render?
Yeah.
from the render to what that really bad front
No, I
end
disagree.
conversion was.
I
in the
disagree.
2000s.
I disagree. I disagree. But agree to disagree. So Tom's asking, and this will be the last question. So I know I missed a lot, but if they made the Integra like the Civic Type R, would that be okay? Yeah, I would prefer that to what they're doing. I would prefer that if it's like,
Yeah.
hey, we're just gonna body job a CTR and make it
be
an
down.
Tough to
Integra.
do. It's
I'd
kind of
be down.
bulky in the back there.
Right,
I'd
but
be
I mean,
down.
yeah, but they're already on the 10th gen chassis, which is not bulky in the back. So if you take a 10th gen chassis, right, which if you haven't seen a 10th gen Civic, they're way more calm. Like there's fucking, it doesn't look like Voltron fucked a toaster anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of so.
Voltron fucking toaster.
Oh, show me the line. Show me the line. Show me the line. Show me the
You're not
line. I'll
wrong.
retract it. I'll retract my
Yeah,
statement.
you're not wrong.
It's like a Michael Bay Transformer orgy on 4 wheels.
Oh, 100%.
no.
100%. 100%. You nailed that right on the fucking head.
My fucking innocence.
Right out
is
Um,
I need more mess.
There's no not unseeing that. That's a fucked
You
up
can't
part.
I ruined
unsee
it.
it.
I ruined
No.
it.
Oh,
I
you ruined it
Yeah,
now.
I ruined it.
You-
Yeah.
Oh
No.
shit!
And it's the mailman's kid.
God damn it, Alex.
But they've smoothed it out. So
That's
yeah,
a
if they
yes,
just,
Tom. It's a yes.
yeah, that's a yes. So if they body job the 10th gen Civic and put a CTR drivetrain underneath it, I'd be okay with it. I would prefer that to what the possibility of an all-wheel drive hybrid fucking. So if it's all-wheel drive and hybrid, I don't think anybody's been able to do a good manual transmission in an all-wheel drive hybrid.
No.
So it's like it's gonna be an automatic. So I already hate it. Because it's just, and again, I don't have a problem with an all-wheel drive turbo 4 coupe automatic. Don't fucking call it an Integra. Or do what Corvette's doing. And I'm really gonna wrap this up on
I'll buy a Corvette.
why I think Chevy's actually really doing this right. Okay.
Okay.
You have the C8. It's 75 grand. It's a fuckload of car for 75 grand.
That's
Sure.
like with markup, dude. A base model is fucking 60.
I'm talking about the Z51 package, which is the one you actually want.
Okay. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So you have that. You have the Z06 coming. Flat plane crank, 550 horsepower. Sounds amazing.
Gold.
Then you have the ZR1, which allegedly is a blower version. Okay. And then you have the ZR1 is going to be it's my bad. It's going to be the same Z06 engine, but with hybrid motors on the front wheels. Okay. So it's already an automatic, and now it has all-wheel drive and a fuckload of torque up front, and it can vector the front wheels. Sick. And then you have an E-Ray, which is going to be an all-electric Corvette. Okay. Four-wheel.
I haven't heard of any of this shit.
So, but you think about it, we built a sick platform. It has amazing balance. Pick your poison.
Correct.
What's it worth?
Yeah.
To you, right? Oh, I don't think an Integra should be all-wheel drive and a hybrid. Cool. Well, I have a turbo stripped out 4-banger one here for you. No AC, no, you know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
Same car. I'll just put less
That'd
shit
be
in it.
cool.
You want it? You can buy that.
Yep.
Right? Now, granted, that's a lot more difficult to execute than on something like a Corvette, which has a huge development budget, and obviously they can't even manufacture them fast enough to sell them. They're sold out through 2022 right now already. Right. And they haven't even debuted the Z06 yet. So it's like, it's just going to get worse. And there's like 9 of them at the Nürburgring right now. Yeah, they're going in, dog. It's sick. The car is going to be a monster. So
They're
if
coming.
it's going to be probably $105,000, and it's going to shit over everything Ferrari and Lambo's made in the last 5 years. You know what I mean? Like,
$105,000. Why $105,000?
because that's what the last Z06 started at. So,
Okay.
yeah. So that's what they're saying. They try to, if you look at Z06s if you look at the way ZR1s and Z06s work price increase wise, they kind of stay pretty consistent over the base models. At least they have. And even if you look at like a base C7, it basically costs what a base C7 Stingray brand new was pretty close to what a Z51 C8 cost. So logic should follow that it'll be about the same price, right? So, and the ZR1 vet was about 150, so they're thinking the ZR1 is going to be about 150. Which, when you think about the possibility of a 700 to 800 horsepower hybrid all-wheel drive supercar being $150,000,
A lot of bang for your buck.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
That's fucking ridiculous. There's no reason for it to be that cheap, and obviously
That's
it's
like
not
2
what
bangs per buck.
2 bangs per buck.
How many
That's-
milkmen does it take to get 2 bangs per buck? And on that robot fucking bombshell, I think we should finally end the show. This has been a long one, but it's been a good. We just cracked 2 hours.
Yeah.
Never meet your heroes, kids. That's kind of what we figured out here.
Yes, sir.
And don't
If
let your
anybody
wife.
works at Nissan and wants to get me a Z at MSRP, I'm ready to put down a deposit. So let me
Yeah.
fucking know.
I mean, at MSRP, I could also put down a deposit.
I will
MSRP,
throw-
I'd probably.
Throw.
Yeah, I'd probably also put down a
I
deposit.
will
But
put down a deposit.
of the 20 or so people that are currently watching his stream, I doubt any one of them is in any position in Nissan to make that decision.
Correct.
100%
Correct,
correct.
sir.
So
Thank you, whoever's joining right now. Or
you guys
we
are super
appreciate y'all.
consistent.
Right.
Share and
subscribe,
like.
do all the shit. Let us know what
Yes.
games you'd want us to play, because we do want to get this channel to affiliate.
Can I plug myself really quick?
Yeah, do
Yes,
it.
sir.
Dude.
You
Yeah.
Please
absolutely
do.
can.
Please do.
Also, Andrew's comment.
No,
Andrew's
shut the fuck
comment?
up about we're done. We're not answering more questions, and especially not about German cars and the anti-German aspect. Lenny, everybody shut up so Lenny can play this.
Then he plug it.
since the last time I talked to you guys, I kind of started my own used car parts selling thing from Japan. So if you're interested in any used car parts or any new car parts direct from Japan, check out my Instagram at JDM_pipeline. That's JDM pipeline. If you're dumb.
I'm not gonna spell it for you.
Check that shit out.
That's what
If
your
you
mom
have
does
like
on
a
the
special
weekends.
special request for any parts or any parts you're looking for in particular, let me know because I have boots on the ground in Japan and our network is wide. We can get you what you want whenever you want. So let me know.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You know all our socials. It's at the bottom of the podcast screen. Rev Match Podcast on Instagram and Twitch. And then we don't have enough YouTube followers to give you a direct link, so we have a Bitly that's at the bottom of the Rev Match Podcast frame here on the YouTube channel. And you know how you can fix that? Subscribe to our channel, you pieces of shit. Just need 1,000 you
That's
motherfuckers,
right.
and then we can give you a straight link to make this a lot
Let's
easier.
do this.
Appreciate
Wait,
you as
wait.
always.
Lenny.
What?
Lenny, do you think you can find me some 16-inch T37s for the Tacoma?
Okay.
Oh my
not
God.
2
Get
hours
up.
later.
I mean,
Thank you so much for
what?
watching.
What?
Absolutely,
I just
absolutely,
asked the
absolutely.
question. I just asked the
Yeah,
question.
the question.
We'll talk
Bye.
offline. We'll talk
Okay,
offline.
bye.